Ooh. Hello. Huh.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hey, there you are. Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up? Okay, sorry. So just a heads up. Sorry, my webcam uh doesn't work on Zoom because I'm streaming right now. So it's just gonna be like you, and then it's gonna be you real. I mean, honestly, this is better for you anyways because you're real big on my stream,
Uh-huh.
and then I'm just gonna be tiny in the corner.
Is there a way that you could allow me to share your screen or the video because it's not letting me stream? It's just a black screen on my stream.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know how to do that. I'm sorry. I'm kind of a boomer when it comes to Zoom stuff.
Yeah, same. I have no idea
If
how
I
to work
if I
this.
do allow record local files, would that work? Maybe.
Maybe. You did it? It didn't do anything.
Uh, Yeah, I'm gonna turn off the power chat. So no let's see. Yeah, that's all it gives me the option to
Really?
do.
All right. I guess I'll just be streaming audio then. uh, can't.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to do the multi webcam thing. So because I'm retarded, so
All right. So I'm just not. I'm just gonna be looking at nothing. I guess it's all right.
yeah, sorry.
No problem. What's up,
So
man? How you doing?
what's up, man? Did you have a good Christmas?
I guess I did. How about you?
It was all right. I had like an allergic reaction or something though, so I'm still like right now covered in fucking hives.
Oh, that sucks. Hope you feel better.
Yeah, it's miserable, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, I just got the Oculus. That's all I've been playing. I don't know. You know the virtuality thing?
Yeah, yeah, I got one of those too. The Quest 2. Yeah, it's
It's
sick.
insane. It's crazy.
Telling you, man. Here's what you do: you get blade and sorcery,
Is that the one
and
with
just
the from the clip of you beating the crap out of that girl?
yes,
That's hilarious.
yes,
Okay, I was wondering what
yes.
that game was. That's
Yeah,
mad funny.
blade and sorcery. That game
Hmm.
is like it's like therapy for me.
Hmm.
Really, I just boot it up and just like because you can actually set it to where it's just nothing but women too. So you just
Hmm.
beat the crap out of women for like 2 hours straight. It's a good workout.
It sounds like the best game ever.
Speckzo's quiet. All right, yeah. Let me turn him up here. There we
Um,
go. No, I got it. It was on my end. So, all right. I
all
think
right,
yeah. Boomer tech aside. I mean, we got here.
there we go.
We're
We're here.
here.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah. So, what's up?
Living the dream, man. Just had my daughter's birthday party, so ate a ridiculous amount and just chilling. What's
Nice.
Yeah, I'm not I don't think we're like you said. I don't think we're gonna be debating. I think you just have I guess criticisms and questions or whatever, and I'll answer them the best I can. You know.
Yeah, I mean, like just to kind of preface this here for like people that aren't like are familiar, maybe your audience, whatever. Like, you know, I'm a Baptist. Like, I grew up Baptist. Well, I actually just said I grew up Protestant, or I grew up I grew up Pentecostal, which was like insane.
Hmm.
And then I converted to baptism when I was like 14, 15. And you know, I've been kind of and like in my mid 20s, kind of fell out of God. I would never say I was like an atheist, really.
Okay.
But I just was like, yeah, it's not really that important to me.
Hmm.
And you know, and then like the past couple of years with everything that started happening with my dad and stuff, I started to kind of rediscover my faith and stuff. But I'm definitely not in like a position to where like you know, I'm an expert on any stretch of the imagination. I've been thumbing my way through the Bible and rereading it. I mean, because last time I read it was like 18.
Hmm.
So, you know, things stick out, you know, but you
Yeah.
know, it's like, you know, you need a refresher.
Yeah, I was a total atheist. I was I was a complete degenerate, drug addict, horrible human being, and you know I was an atheist probably from like the age of 14 to maybe 23 or so, and you know just like total Reddit tier cringe, like abrasive atheist, kind of how I am with Catholicism now, but like with atheism, like if like people were posting on Facebook like, oh please pray for my grandma, I'd be like, how about you donate to a cancer organization instead of pray to your sky daddy, like really gay, horrible stuff like that, you know, and you know, through a culmination of things from going through tragedies to getting obsessed with politics and stuff like that, I finally came to believe that there was something higher. And once I kind of believed that there might be something higher, I thought, okay, well, if there is something higher, I want to know, like, has he shown us a proper way to worship him? Is there one correct way? And you know, I did like like 3 years of obsessive research. You know, I was a Protestant too at one time for like 2 hours, and then I had to like you know decide between Orthodoxy or Catholicism, and I came into Catholicism and realized it was the true faith. And then like I started, doing more research because I would tell people I'm Catholic and they would ask me questions and I wouldn't have any idea how to like really answer them. I didn't know all these theological topics. And the more I started like looking into it, the more obsessed I got with it. And now it like just basically consumes my life. I think that if you truly believe a faith is the correct path, then it shouldn't be just like a hobby. It should be something that you are super just focused on and like that you want to make your whole entire life about.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree with that to an extent. And, I have been very curious about Catholicism, as I would say. Like I've been doing a little reading and a little research on it
Mhm.
because I do feel like the path that God has set me on here with so many, especially with like so many Catholics in my life. I mean, between like Nick and Sean and, just, this whole movement and everybody involved in it and stuff, it's very Catholic and stuff. And I do feel like God has put me here for a particular reason. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I have been very curious on it. But I'm also in a position too where, I want to do my research first. I want to do my due diligence and I want to
Mhm.
make sure that this is the right thing for me. And this is the right path forward for me and my relationship with God. And I also don't want to make it to where like I'm just converting just to fit in. And I'm not doing this for like, especially with the nature of like what I do for a living, that this isn't some sort of like publicity stunt
Mhm.
or, a way to get,
Yeah.
extra movement points and,
Mhm.
and things like that. I want to make sure it's like a genuine conversion that like my heart is in it and my soul is in it
Mhm.
and that it's right. And I think, part of the reason how we've gotten here to, where we are right now is that there is like a big divide between, I wouldn't say a big divide, but there is a divide between Protestants and Catholics
Mhm.
within the movement. And it's I think it's a little nastier than what it needs to be.
Okay. Um, I mean, well, so I guess I would say that for political purposes, obviously, America in general is a Protestant country, which I think is the problem, honestly. But obviously, America First has Protestants, it has Mormons, it has all types of religions that are, I guess, sympathetic or have aligning values that are Christian values. And if they're sympathetic to that and they support that, that's great. And I believe that all types of faiths, even if you're not Christian, if you have those that sympathy and you want to align and unify for common political goals, that's awesome. But I think when it comes to faith, I think that it is we should not compromise. We should not, try to pander or try to soften our message or anything like that. I think that if you truly believe in something, yes, we could unify for temporal purposes, but the physical world isn't all there is. The most important thing is our souls, right? So I think that trying to, promote the faith that you believe is the true faith to everybody else is the way, to get people saved, which is the most important thing, more so than politics, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, no, I agree with that. But the problem that I have with it, and like, because here's the way that I see it. To me, I'm a prime demographic here for this ideal of like a conversion from a Protestant to a Catholic. I'm
Hmm.
someone who's interested in it. I'm someone who is exploring it and things like that. But the problem that I have is this nastiness, and it is nastiness,
Hmm.
and you can say whatever it is, you can call it what you want, but this is the way that I perceive it: is nastiness and attacks towards Protestants. It turns me off, man.
Hmm.
Just to be honest and blunt with you, it turns me off completely. I think there's absolutely room to be had for discussions,
Hmm.
for debates, for general like good faith arguments. But the problem is that there's a lot of nastiness, against Protestants that I get, and it's never really the other way around that I see it,
Hmm.
where Protestants are attacking Catholics. It's always Catholics attacking Protestants, and that's the issue that I have with. I mean, like. No offense, but like you're literally making like parody songs making fun of Protestants. You know what I mean? Like, great.
Yes.
Hey, look, Proddy Baby is
Proddy
funny.
baby. Paul
It
Gosar.
is funny.
Is that a real Gab? Did you see that?
No,
Apparently,
I don't really have used Gab,
yeah.
so.
Paul Gosar apparently mentioned Proddy baby. I thought it was Photoshop, but everybody's telling me it was real. It's not there anymore, but that's hilarious.
I mean, if that's real, that's funny. But yeah, no, it's funny, but it's also like I see that kind of stuff and it's alienating to me. Like it's like, man, you know what? Like, like is this something that I really I don't want to be like that. Because to me it's just when Christians are under attack in this country enough as it is, man. It's not like liberals or Jews or like when they attack Christians, we're like, oh, we're only going to attack Mormons. We're only attacking Catholics. We're only attacking these guys.
Hmm.
They attack everybody, and this whole schism of like, like I said, there's a difference between general debate and being good, good faith. But
Right. Well,
uh, no, go ahead.
yeah, well, I'm completely open to debate. I have Protestants come into my chat, and as long as they're arguing in good faith or asking questions in good faith, I have no problem answering questions. I know Midwest Jeff. He comes into my chat all the time. He's not Catholic. He asks a bunch of questions, and people in my chat get along with him and stuff like that. So it's not just all hostility and stuff like that. And I also think that the whole "I only attack Protestants" is a little bit overblown, mainly because of the retarded Proddy baby song or whatever. But I attack all
Well, I
all
mean, you
all
made a
false
post
faiths.
like on Christmas Day. I
Hmm.
mean, like literally Christmas
Right.
morning, you were
Hmm.
like attacking Protestants. Like,
Yeah, well,
it.
I made a little joke, and I think it's shocking coming from you because you are one of the most honest and blunt people out there, right? And I
It's
think that
true.
honesty and bluntness is the best way to spread the truth. I don't think pandering or condoning falsehoods is charitable. I think the real problem is Catholics being too soft. We need Catholics who are assertive and uncompromising. And if people are put off from the truth because of mean jokes or somebody said something that they didn't like, I think they're honestly lacking. Not saying you in particular, but I think they're lacking in masculinity, and they need to stop being so sensitive because that's very feminine. And if you're earnestly searching for the truth, nothing is going to push you away from finding it.
Yeah, but the problem is people are totally allowed to be sensitive in their religion. Okay, this is the most dear thing to them possible. You
Hmm.
cannot start treating these sorts of discussions, but about your religion, about your relationships with God, like
Hmm.
they're politics, and that's part of the
Hmm.
reason why I think that this is the reason why we're getting into this in the first place.
Hmm.
Because the thing is that what you're doing is turning off potential allies and turning off potential converts from actually exploring and converting by going after these people. So I mean,
I
kind
mean,
of ruthlessly.
yeah,
I
I mean,
mean,
I
to be
disagree with that.
honest.
I disagree with that. I think that there's different ways of persuasiveness. I think that there are people that are more soft about it and more coddling to people's sensitivities and feelings and stuff, and that's fine if that's how they want to do it. I think the way that I approach it works best for me, and if people are going to be pushed away because they don't like that I'm straightforward or they think that I'm too nasty or too mean or whatever, I mean, that I'm not going to, soften my message. I believe that this is the truth. I believe that if you're not Catholic, you are in grave danger of going to hell. And I'm not saying that non-Catholics. I mean, I'm not saying that all Catholics go to heaven either. Obviously, and also I also attack more than Protestants. I think are liberal Catholics, who I think are the biggest enemy of Catholicism. I attack Sedevacantists and stuff like that. I try to be more nuanced about it and stuff. But I think that this whole idea that I have to be like sensitive and like and also you said that you don't see Protestants attacking Catholics. That's literally all I see. That's why I get attacked by the most on Instagram, on Telegram, telling me that I worship Mary, that the Pope's a pedophile, all this disgusting stuff, blaspheming our faith. And a lot of it is in response to that, but also it's just I'm going to spread the truth, and by spreading the truth, you are like religion in nature is discriminatory, right? It's telling you, no, you're wrong, your faith is wrong, and maybe I'll make some jokes or whatever, but I'll explain it. But it's not saying like, oh no, you're right, it's okay that you believe whatever you want, it works for everybody. No, it's the truth is the truth no matter what.
Right, but the what again? If your goal though is to, again, I'm telling you this as someone who is a Protestant who's interested in converting
Hmm.
Catholicism. If your goal is to convert people, this
Hmm.
is not the way that you go about doing it. Okay, and this is what I'm saying. And
Hmm.
I know I'm not the only one here. I know I can be like a bit of an asshole or whatever, and I'm a bit of a
Hmm.
contrarian. Yeah, of course, yeah,
Hmm.
whatever. I mean, I admit that. That's nothing new. But I'm telling you, when I see stuff like this, where I mean, it's just like it really makes no sense to me personally, because what ends up happening is whenever you alienate people like this, especially, I mean, if you are going to try to, put this in the perspective of building a movement, building a coalition as you speak, most people see this kinds of stuff and they're like, oh, well, I mean, I'm never going to be allowed into this, America First thing because I'm a Protestant, or, I'm never going to be able to really fit into this stuff because these guys are just nasty and they'll always make fun of me for being a Protestant, whatever.
Hmm.
And what ends up happening is they end up going to fucking TPUSA.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know about that because I mean, I'm not trying to be a representative of America First. Obviously, I support it. I'm loyal to it. It's the only political movement that I support. And I know there's this like idea that I'm trying to infiltrate the hierarchy or whatever people say, but I have no interest in that. I am a supporter because I genuinely believe that it'll be the most effective way to push America in a Christian direction, right? But as for myself, my faith is way more important than any type of politics, and I think that, like I said, telling the truth is divisive. It is going to alienate people. It is going to offend people. It's going to, make people use it as a justification for being pushed away or something like that. But it's also going to bring people in. And I've had dozens of people tell me that I'm not, well, not me, but through God, I've helped them, convert to Catholicism all the time. Right. And, it's just a matter of different persuasive techniques work on different people. And I think that honestly, the best way is to be straightforward, to be abrasive, to be uncompromising. And that's what I think works for me. Obviously, it's not going to work on everybody. Obviously, you don't believe it works in other people that you talk to, I guess. But like I said, I just think that you can't use that as an excuse to stop searching for the truth because somebody that is
Well,
Catholic.
I mean, come on, man. Let's get beyond this whole like start searching for the truth bit, okay? Doing a song like "Party Baby" is not you're searching for the truth here or tell it's like the defense here. It's like, well, I'm just telling it like it is. I'm just telling it like it is. Like,
well, I mean, "Party Baby" was just a silly, corny song that I thought was funny,
I know.
It wasn't like that.
But
everything in it.
This whole idea, I mean, this is like, I'm just telling it like it is. I'm just telling it like it is nonsense.
But that's exactly what it is.
I know, but this is what I'm saying is like, you realize that there are such things as like tact and decorum. You're not just going to go up to like when your wife, it's like, this is like, your wife asks you if she looks fat in this dress and you're just like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like this is not polite. Okay. I mean, I'm sorry. This whole idea of like, well, we just have to stop being polite. We just have to be rude to people. Like that's such
well,
nonsense.
I'm not just rude for just making jokes doesn't make me a rude person. If somebody comes to me in good faith, like I said, and they want to talk about Catholicism and ask me questions and why I believe certain things that I do, I have no problems with that. But when people come in and say things that are like blaspheming my faith, then obviously I just don't even engage with them. I block them. And of course, I'm going to take jabs at Protestants.
Okay, so why shouldn't I do that? Why shouldn't I do that to you then?
You're more than welcome to. You're just wrong.
I mean, why shouldn't I do that to you? That's what I'm saying. It's
but
like,
you can. If you believe in it, you should.
You're acting
you should.
the exact same way that the people that you're criticizing, though, and that's what I'm telling you. You are acting the exact same way as the people that you are criticizing right now. I mean, like the people that come in and blaspheme your faith or whatever. I mean, that's
right. But the difference is I'm correct. And if you believe that your religion,
and this is what I'm talking about here. Well, I'm right, and you're wrong. It's this exact sort of like real egoism that is not convincing to anybody. Like it is this high horse sort of nonsense. I mean, you were not humble. And that's the problem.
Well, as an individual,
there's no humility.
And as an individual, I'm humble, I believe. But when it comes to faith, then yes, you called me a Catholic elitist, and I like that term actually, because I am a Catholic elitist. I think not that I'm superior personally to anybody else. I reject that entirely. But I am an elite in the sense that I belong to the truly elite religion because it is superior. It is the only truth. And if having conviction makes me that, then that's fine. I mean, it's not my concern if people are going to use me as an excuse to be pushed away from the truth. And if that's the case, then I'm sorry, but it doesn't affect me. I don't really care.
Right, but if your whole goal is to convert people, do you not see how this is counterintuitive?
That isn't my goal. My goal is to tell the truth and to do a hobby that I'm passionate about. That's not interested
in using your platform to get people to convert over to your faith. You're not interested in trying to get Protestants to do that. That's what I'm saying.
I am very interested in that, and it has worked with certain people. You think that it won't work on you? That's fine, but it has worked on other people. Not every single.
I'm saying it's not just me.
Okay, but maybe you need to talk to people who are less sensitive, I guess. I don't know.
And this whole idea of like sensitivity nonsense, like, dude, this is beyond sensitivity here. You can sit there and try to say that I'm sensitive because you are sitting there blaspheming my faith and I'm getting angry about it. Like, I feel like I'm justified in doing that.
Well, I think that if you're getting angry about it, you should do more research and have the arguments to support your stance. And then if you wanted to have a debate or something like that, that's fine. But if I'm telling you this is how I feel, this is what I believe. If you are truly like engaged with your Protestant faith and you think that is the truth, you should be doing the same thing to me. I think, or if you have a different approach and you want people to convert to Protestantism, then you can pick a different approach. But this is how I choose to do it, and I think it works for me. A lot of people have told me that I've helped them convert to Catholicism, and I think that it's the best approach.
But the thing is you're not even telling me to like stop believing or whatever. The whole idea is it's just mocking and ridiculing.
Really, the whole Brody Baby song is saying like, I want you in full communion. I want you to come to mass with me. I want you to do this so you have a better chance at salvation. Like,
oh come on, dude.
What you do
is belittling. What you do is belittle people. I mean, that's what it is.
I'm not belittling people. I'm telling people that I want them. That I want them.
You use your faith as a means to belittle people.
No, I use my faith. I use my faith to try and tell them that they should become my faith because it is
Oh yeah, yeah,
because it has
yeah.
revolutionized my life
That's what it
and
is.
changed my life.
No,
That's exactly what it is. And a lot of people see
no,
that.
it's
You
not.
don't, and you think that
No,
you
it's
are the
not.
arbiter of what is correct, and it's just not. You have this different
You think
opinion.
you're the arbiter of what is correct? I mean, what are you talking about? Your whole argument was like, well, I'm right and you're wrong. That's it. That
No,
was your whole
my
argument.
religion is right,
Yeah.
and yours
But
is wrong.
the thing is like that's all you do. You just become your faith. I'm going to belittle you until you become my faith. Nonsense just doesn't
Yes,
work. I'm telling you,
I think it does. I think it's
it
just
doesn't.
like
I'm
fat
telling you, it
shaming.
doesn't. I'm telling you, as your target demographic here, it doesn't.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of people that I've talked to that said the
And
same
there's
thing, man.
plenty of people who told me like, "Thank you, you're the
Okay.
reason that I came to Catholicism." So this is what I'm saying. Like, there's two different ways to go about doing things. You know.
It doesn't. I'm telling you, it doesn't work.
Okay.
I'm
I
telling
mean,
you.
you could keep saying that. I disagree with you. So I don't know
Okay,
where,
well,
where you want to go for that.
I don't know. I mean, like, what's the point of this conversation? That you're going to sit there and be a pompous ass and have this like ego trip?
I don't think
Yeah,
I'm
you
having
do.
an ego trip. I mean,
Yeah,
I think you're
yeah,
just
you
getting over
do.
emotional. That's what I think.
Oh,
I
I'm not
think
getting
you're
over
very.
emotional.
I think you are a little bit.
You think I'm being over emotional now? Is that
Yes,
really
I
what it
think
is?
You say I'm being pompous. I'm literally just answering your
Dude,
questions and telling
everything
you
that you
my.
say is pompous. Everything that you come across comes off as just pure egoism. And the
Okay.
fact of the matter is it always tends to be the people that always have the worst past that
Mhm.
always tend to be had
Well,
this what is it, zeal of the convert, I believe is what it's called.
yeah, exactly. That if I had such a horrible past and something revolutionized my life and changed my life for the better, where I went from a disgusting, degenerate drug addict to being a 28-year-old married homeowner with 2 kids, and I have an amazing life. Why wouldn't I want that for other people? Why wouldn't I make this my entire life? And
Okay, so then
you know what I'm saying?
maybe you should go about doing it another way instead of being a fucking
And,
horrible,
and
disgusting drug addict.
that's
2
I
years
disagree.
later,
2 years later, I have 9 years clean.
you're talking down everybody and insulting other people.
I have 9 years clean. I'm not insulting anybody directly. I'm insulting their religion.
Oh yeah, no, that's better. Yeah,
It is.
like, are you
It is.
kidding me? No,
We are called to expose sin, and it is out of a place of love. You don't think so? It's tough. It's
no, it's
tough love.
not.
It is. It is.
It's not tough
If I
love.
didn't
It's
love
just you being a
if
pompous
no
asshole.
if
That's what it is.
I didn't love Protestants, I would want them to remain Protestants. I would say, oh no, just keep doing what you're doing. You should stay Protestant. If I didn't love them, I want people to convert.
If you want
Your
people to convert,
disagreement.
then I'm
You're
telling
in,
you that you should talk a different way and stop insulting their faith, because that is
yeah.
not the way that you do this.
Okay.
If you said that you want people to convert, then maybe you should stop acting holier than thou and actually engage with people.
I engage with people. I engage with people all the time. What are you talking about? That's not you're saying that my approach is wrong because I make fun of people, but that's not all I do. I have a whole series explaining the Catholic faith. All my content is garnered towards explaining the Catholic faith for Catholics who might not know as much, for people that are looking into religion. I do a bunch of other different stuff. It's not just like I'm only making fun of other religions. That's just a very little part of what I do because sometimes I think it's funny.
But you still do that though,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm saying. You still engage in this like nastiness, and that's what I'm talking about. It's
Mhm.
nastiness.
Okay, that's your opinion. I think it's tough
It's
love.
not my
What you
opinion.
think? What you think?
It is what it
Yes,
is.
no,
You just
it's not.
openly
It's
admitted
not.
that you
What you
insult other people's religions.
Yes,
I mean,
people
like,
need to be
that's
assaulted.
nastiness.
If you are following a false religion, you should be insulted.
How are you? I mean, again, it's like I'm talking in circles with you. Like you're not understanding like what I'm saying.
No, I
here.
completely understand. Just completely disagree.
No,
We are on completely two different sides. You don't like my approach. I like my approach.
You
That's
are
it.
literally a net negative
Okay.
for your faith and religion. Like you actively turn people away from it, and like I'm telling you, I'm straight up. Like your tactic is not going to work. You're not going to be able to insult people through this.
Okay.
You're not going to be able to insult people into believing what you want. That is not how it works. That might work in politics, but that is not going to work for somebody who's been believing in baptism for 30 years and have grown up into this.
Well,
That's
it's not
how
it's
it works.
it's not all
You need-
about
you need to
insulting.
approach-
It's about being straightforward and blunt and not being compromising. And if I make
Oh,
jokes about
this,
people,
this
like
whole nonsense.
that's
I'm just
that's
being
the
blunt.
truth.
No, you
That's
don't
what
get to
it
sit here
is.
and redefine how you come across to somebody else. That's not
I
how
come
this
across
works.
like this to you and your friends. I don't care. Like I'm not looking for your approval or anybody's approval. I'm doing what I feel is right. And if you don't like it, that's fine. You don't have to watch me. You don't have to like my
I don't.
content.
Trust me. I don't.
That's
Trust
fine.
me.
The feeling is mutual. That's fine.
Yeah, I know it is, but it does like this is what I'm saying. All you're like, I am telling you exactly how you are being perceived by someone who should be your ideal demographic, someone who is interested in Catholicism, who is researching Catholicism, and then what you try to do is just like, no, this is actually what I'm doing, and this is actually how people perceive me. It's nonsense. Like
No,
it's totally.
I just said that. Yes, some people perceive me that way. Other people don't. So
There's
there's plenty of other people. There's plenty of other people. You guys can look up
catty insults. Like
You guys-
like you're not being blunt. You're just being a catty little bitch towards
Okay.
people who are being Protestants. That's what it is.
Okay.
And again, it's also, like I said, very rich that people with the most fucked up backgrounds always tend to act this way. It always tends to be this way.
Yeah,
And
yeah, it would
I don't
make
know
sense.
I don't know what it is about people like I don't know where you exactly get off on
Hmm.
trying to do this stuff when there are people out there who've believed this forever and have never done any of this stupid immoral bullshit.
What is immoral? What are you saying is immoral?
I don't know, being a drug addict.
Okay, what does that have to do with my past? Like, I don't understand. Some of the, I'm not saying I'm a saint or anything like that, but saints have some of the most horrible past. Saint Paul murdered Christians. You're saying that people can't change their lives. I'm saying to you that the
Oh no,
reason
people absolutely can change their lives,
okay.
but the problem is St. Paul also didn't go around just insulting people like left and right.
Okay, but he well, he literally murdered Christians and then converted and was one of the biggest evangelists. And like,
Yeah,
what are you
there's a
talking
difference.
about?
Yeah. Do you think that he went around evangelizing people by insulting them and belittling them? Is that what you think? I mean,
I mean,
does that
he
work?
belittled other faiths. He
I mean, are
belittled
you are
Jews.
you are you
He
also
belittled
comparing yourself to
pagans.
Paul? I
He
mean,
belittled
Paul was
pagans. No, but
Paul was humble
we're
after his
supposed to lead.
conversion.
I'm humble when it comes to my personal my personal life. I'm one of my biggest critics. But when it comes to my faith, no. When it comes to my faith, there is no like, oh, I should do this or I should do this. I understand your position that you think that I'm too harsh or that I come across as being too
No, it's
mean
not too
or
harsh.
whatever
It's
it
not
is.
too mean.
It's
I mean,
just
again, if you
it's
were to sit there and try to rephrase what I'm trying to
what.
say, and try to
But
like prove some
all
point or
all I'm
whatever.
hearing is the same circular reasoning over and over again. You don't like my approach. You think that it's pushing people away. My position is I don't think so. I think that I'm bringing people in. People have told me I brought them in. So that's it. That's just a conflicting thing. You don't like my approach. That's I don't know what else you want to say.
Saying that you're humble is a
Hmm.
real good indicator that you're actually humble.
Yes,
Yeah,
agree.
yeah, no, this is I mean, this is honestly just embarrassing. Um, I really, I don't know. I don't even know where this goes forward, to be honest with you, because you're
Hmm.
clearly just too stubborn and too full of yourself to understand or like listen to anyone else outside of like your own fucking ego sphere.
Um,
Like it's really, really embarrassing.
yeah, I'm very embarrassed right now. But no,
You should be. I mean,
I
you
would
should be.
like
I
no,
mean, you should have been embarrassed after that
I
horrible fucking proddy baby song that
wait.
you fucking sing.
You just said
It's
it
terrible.
was funny though.
It
I don't
was
know. I
funny in
thought you were
like a,
and Jules.
it was a funny in like an ironic way where I'm like
Right.
laughing at how fucking awful it is. You know how when you
Hmm.
watch a bad movie and it's really awful?
Right.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's like a bad B movie.
Right. Okay.
It's just like really bad content, which is what you're known
I
for.
appreciate it. Yes, because you are the arbiter of good content. You have
Yeah,
amazing.
I
You have
am.
amazing. You have amazing content.
I do.
There's
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah, I do. I do have amazing content. Thank you for admitting that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yes, there is nothing better than watching a 35-year-old, 3 foot tall man child who makes a living soliciting donations off of 18-year-olds.
No, I bet
That's
I bet you were probably a
that's
lot funnier
awesome.
when you were back. I bet you were a lot funnier when you were on
What?
drugs.
What are you
Honestly,
saying?
I bet you were a lot funnier when you were on drugs.
I know maybe, but then I would have like probably ended up going to hell, which is where you're heading if you don't convert. So
Yeah, the nervous water drinking.
mhm.
Yeah, that was really you really
No,
sold that insult.
it's thirsty when when you have to drink. You drink
Oh
water
yeah,
because
is
you're
that what it
thirsty.
is? Is that what it is? Yeah, it definitely
Yes.
wasn't a nervous tick. Yeah.
No, I'm very calm, very unaffected.
Dude, yeah, these nervous laughs. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
No.
Very
Definitely not a
you
sign of
very emotional.
nervousness.
What is this? This is
Oh
it's
yeah,
so
I'm about.
feminine. It's
What
so
is this
feminine.
nonsense?
I
Where
don't
like every
understand.
time? What
Like
is this every
you said you
time?
wanted to have
No,
like
no,
a
no, no,
normal
no, 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 no,
discussion,
no, no,
right?
no. You're not
You
gonna
said you
talk
wanted
over
to
me here.
have
You're not.
you said you wanted
Yeah, but
you're like a little
then I
chihuahua.
realized then I
You're so
realized I'm
cute.
like talking to a
You're so
fucking wall
adorable. You're
who's
so
so only.
adorable. When you get
You know
mad,
what's
you
really
just keep attacking like a little
Oh my
chihuahua.
God,
It's so
shut
cute.
the fuck
You are
up
like
and
the
let me talk. You're not gonna sit here and talk
personification
over me
of
and like make this
Napoleon.
fucking nonsense bullshit like blood
I'm
sports
go
nonsense.
ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not blood
Shut
spot.
up,
I'm
then
just
shut up, then
listening.
shut
Go
up,
ahead.
then
Go
shut up,
ahead.
then
All
shut
right.
up, then
Let's
shut
go.
up, then shut up, then shut up, then shut up. There we go. So it's really, really funny to me. It's really, really funny to me that you have basically tried to make your whole brand and your whole identity this nonsense. And there we go again with the nervous laughter.
Yeah, it's never. I'm nervous. I'm gonna take a drink of water. Hold on a second.
Yeah, no, it's always
All right, now
funny to me
I'm
that
not nervous anymore. Go
yeah,
ahead.
go ahead, keep trying to
Hmm.
talk over me because it's you're trying to project some sort of like machoism to hide the fact that you're fucking nervous and shit. You're drinking water and you're fucking nervous laughing.
Hmm.
It's always
That's
really
what it
funny
is.
to me that everyone tries to say that I'm being like emotional or whatever.
No, yeah, you're not
As some sort of
emotional at
like
all.
hope.
You're completely
No, I'm
relaxed and
not.
composed.
Bro, I
Yeah,
am.
you're having an
I
adult
absolutely
conversation
am,
right
just
now.
like I have.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, yeah.
yeah,
Again,
that's what's
just
happening.
keep coping, you fucking faggot.
Hmm.
Yeah, keep coping and making up lies. You know what's also like a sin is like making up lies about people. Did you know that?
Yeah, well, you mean like how you make up lies about me, saying that
When?
I'm a clout chaser and I'm trying to
No,
infiltrate the
that's true.
movement and
I
blah blah
never said
blah.
that. I
Yeah.
never said you were trying to infiltrate the movement because honestly, like
Hmm.
that's like a fucking like no one's gonna let you infiltrate the movement to begin with because you make shitty fucking content. So
Hmm.
that's like a fucking like even if you were like it wouldn't have fucking happened anyways.
Right.
So I've never said that at all. So that's a fucking lie. That's another
Hmm.
lie.
Okay. You were gonna say something?
Yeah, I'm no, yeah. I mean, I just want you to like, why are you lying about me? Like, why?
How am I,
Why
what
are
am I
you
talking
like
about? You
spreading
did a whole
false lies on
stream.
me?
You did a whole stream 8 months
No.
ago
Don't deflect.
about
Don't
JB.
deflect.
I'm not deflecting anything. You said a bunch of shit about me. I don't remember exactly what you said. I'm paraphrasing, saying that I'm trying to come into this movement. People come out of nowhere. Whatever the fuck you said.
I don't remember saying that. I was probably talking
Okay.
about JB to be honest with you. But even then, it's like
Okay.
it was totally irrelevant
All
because
right. But
obviously
look,
it's not gonna fucking
you
work.
like
It's not gonna happen.
no.
But I just want to know why you're lying
all right.
about me.
What did
I
I?
just want to know why you're lying about me though.
With what? What did I lie about?
You said I was like what 3 foot tall, right? Is that what you said? You said I was like what asking 16-year-old girls for feet pics. When the fuck did that happen?
What? What? I never said that. I said that you were asking 16-year-olds for feet pics. When did I ever say that?
I don't know. Maybe I misheard because you were fucking too busy running your fucking
No,
mouth.
I didn't say that. But no, look. Whatever. This got obviously heated. I don't have anything against you personally. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
no,
And
you
I know,
do.
and
You
I'm,
do.
I
No,
really,
you do.
I
No,
really
you
don't.
do.
I really
No,
don't.
you do.
Okay.
No,
No,
you do. I can tell. I can tell you do. No, that's what I'm saying.
okay.
It's like it's all
I really
bullshit.
don't. I don't have anything against you
Yeah,
personally
you do.
as a
Yeah, you
person.
do.
I,
Yeah, you do.
I don't. I pray
Yeah,
that
you
I
do.
pray. I will pray
Yeah,
for
you
your
do.
conversion. I will pray for your
Nah, no, I'm
conversion.
sure you will.
Yeah,
Yeah, no
I will.
thanks.
I do.
No thanks. I don't want it. You know, what? I'm not gonna convert now because you're a fucking faggot. I don't want to fucking
So
deal with you.
you're gonna let your opinion
I
of
don't
me
want to
send
end
you
up
to
in the same
hell?
church.
That
Yeah,
sucks.
yeah. You know what?
I mean,
Honestly,
you're not hurting anybody but yourself, man. I really hope
yeah,
you. I hope you
yeah.
see the light, and I
Yeah,
really
no,
do. I hope you
no.
convert.
I hope you see the light and realize that like by insulting fucking Protestants nonstop,
Hmm.
that like you're just ending up like a fucking a total like dead end, and like
Okay.
it's not gonna work. I'm
We'll see.
telling you.
I mean, like I said, that
That's the
like that's
funny
not
thing.
that's like a fraction of what I do. I don't understand. Like you're
Okay, so
blowing
then
this
why
whole
even
thing
bother
out
doing
of
it in the first place?
because
Then why
I
even bother
like
doing it in the first
because
place?
I think it's funny because
Right? Yeah,
you're
yeah. It's
supposed to.
funny.
It's
It's
tough
funny.
love. You should shame
It's
people
not
who
tough.
have the
It's
wrong
no. It's
love.
not
It
tough
is.
love.
It
It's not
is. It
tough love. It's
absolutely
fucking
is.
this moral
It absolutely
superiority
is. Look, I'm
nonsense
not
because
gonna.
you're so
I'm
full of your
not.
fucking bullshit.
All right.
That's what it is.
All right. I'm not gonna just continue yelling at my computer. If you have any other questions or whatever you want to do, I don't know what you want to do with this.
I don't know. I mean, when are you just gonna fucking stop being such a cringe faggot? How about
I don't know
that?
when are you
Is
gonna
that a
get when are you gonna
question?
get taller? When are you gonna have kids? When are you gonna do something with your life?
Oh, I'm doing something with my life right now. I love being able to
Really?
just fucking get on here and just talk shit about fucking stupid
really
people like
really
you. It's
sad.
awesome.
That's really sad. I mean, you're
Yeah,
35
maybe it
years old.
is.
I think. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm not
Oh,
35
man,
years
how
old. Keep
crazy
lying
is that?
about me.
How old are you?
Keep lying about me.
How old are
Keep
you?
lying about me.
I have
No,
no
keep
idea
lying
how old
about
you-
me. Keep
Yeah,
lying
I'm
about me. Yeah, keep
Oh
lying
my
about me, you
gosh.
fucking faggot.
Yeah, you're really tough. I hope I see you at the next event. I hope you're this much energetic, like this little chihuahua.
I don't know.
that
You're
you are.
probably too busy
I
sucking
are
Milo's
you?
dick, won't you? You're probably too busy
Oh
sucking
man,
up
all this.
Milo.
Oh, now you're just spreading calumny. Now you're just insulting me. I mean, this is
I mean, you're doing the
this is
same to me. You're
embarrassing.
doing the
This is
same. You're doing the
embarrassing
same
to
to
you.
me. You're doing
This
the
is
same to me. So
very
I'm just giving it right
embarrassing.
back to you.
You
You're
are,
doing the
oh
same to me,
man.
so I'm just
I
giving it
mean,
right
you've been
back to you,
you've been
buddy.
doing this for so long. I don't even stream. I don't even do this stuff. You've been doing this for so long, and you get so emotional. I don't understand.
Oh yeah, real
You
emotional.
really, you do.
Real
You are. You're
emotional
like a
guy.
little woman.
Again,
It's
this whole
really,
little
it's
thing of
really
like, oh,
weird.
you're
Where
emotional.
is
It's
my
fucking
Zoom?
code, dude.
No, this isn't emotion right now. You're not getting
No, it's
oversensitive
not. It's
over nothing.
this is entertainment. This is
Really?
theater. This is debate. Yeah. I mean, and also,
Mm.
by the way, when a man insults you, I think you're pretty much allowed to be emotional. It's called anger,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe you're just not capable.
Or
of doing
maybe
that
you can
because you're a
control your
fucking little
emotions and
bitch.
have a real grown-up discussion or something. I don't know.
I mean,
You know,
why?
I'm not gonna keep.
Yeah, so you're having like real grown up discussions.
I'm not gonna
with people
keep.
when you're
Yes.
insulting their fucking faith. Yeah, fuck you.
Yes.
Dude.
When,
Fuck you again.
you know,
Like,
I hope.
you were so
No,
full
listen,
of
listen,
yourself.
listen. This
You
is
were
great.
so fucking full of
Look,
yourself. Like,
I hope
please,
I see you
just
at
go back to
AFPAC.
doing
Look, hey,
drugs, you
look.
fucking
I hope.
faggot.
I hope I
Like,
see you at
holy
AFPAC.
shit.
I hope you keep the same energy.
Oh,
Okay.
I will.
Okay,
Yeah,
we will.
Why?
I will.
Why? What, are we
We
gonna
will.
beat me up? You fucking faggot. You're gonna
Well,
beat
we're
me
gonna
up?
see
You're
what.
not gonna do it.
At least you know that. At least that I could. Okay, we'll see. We'll see
No,
you
you
at
can't.
AFPAC.
No, you can't. You're not
I
gonna
can.
fucking do it. You
Really?
fucking
You are
pussy.
up to my. You are up to my waist.
Yeah, I love this. I love this. Yeah.
You are
Okay, so
up.
you're gonna
You are
beat me
up
up
to my
then?
waist. I'm not saying I'm going
Yeah,
to
you're
beat
gonna
you up,
beat
but
me
I
up?
highly doubt you are going to keep the same energy when it's in
Oh,
person.
you don't think I will?
No,
You
I
think
don't. I don't think you will.
You don't think I will?
I don't think I will.
Okay, I mean, the last guy.
Oh, who? Culture War Criminal, who's like the only person in existence that's the same height as you? Okay, yeah.
Do you think I'm afraid of you? Like, what? You gonna beat me up?
I think it's stupid. I think that you taught you.
So you're gonna beat me up?
No,
You're
this
gonna beat me
no,
up?
this
Is
is
that what
fun.
you're saying?
I'm not
Is
saying
that
I'm
what
gonna beat
you're
you up, but
saying?
I'm
You're gonna beat me
what I'm saying. I
No,
met you in
no,
person.
no.
I
Why
met
would
you
I
in
not say this
person.
to your face?
I met
Why
you
would I
in
not say this to your
person.
face?
I met you
Why
in
would I not say
person.
this to his face?
Mhm.
Why would I not say this
Because
to
when
your
I get
face?
because if I get into your face, which I couldn't get into your face because I would have to get on my knees, but if I
By the way, you're probably
confronted
gonna be
you,
used to getting on your
if
knees
I
when you're around fucking
confronted
Milo blowing his dick.
if I confronted you, right, in person, and got in your face, you would do absolutely nothing because you
No,
are
I'm not interested in fighting you.
you are the
But
definition
I
of the
will call you a
Napoleon
fuck.
complex.
I will make
No,
I
no,
will make a promise to
you
you
are a
right
total.
now.
When I
If I
met
see you
you,
at AFPAC, I'm gonna
when
call
you
you a faggot
when I
straight to your
met you,
fucking face.
I hope you do. I really hope you do.
I will.
When
I
I
will.
met
What are you
you,
gonna do?
when
Are
I
you gonna
met
beat me
you
up?
at
Are you gonna
AFTA, I
beat
don't
me
know.
up?
We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll
When you
see.
insult a
We'll
man,
see.
maybe an emotional response is the logical thing to do. So
Yeah.
maybe
Okay.
that's
So you're
what
gonna beat me up? You're
happened.
gonna beat me up?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see.
I hope so.
I don't really know.
I hope you beat me up. I hope you beat me up, Speckzo. I can't wait. I can't wait to see it.
I mean, dude, but this is what I'm saying. When I met you at AFPAC last year, you were so nice. You were like a very kind person. And then
Oh yeah, and you were
online,
super nice IRL too. And then online, you're
you're
the most
such a
insufferable
fucking
fucking
like a
faggot.
little bitch. Oh
No,
my
no, no.
gosh.
No. I mean, I said this.
You are
I
a little
said this
bitch.
before too. I
You
said this
are.
before too. Online, you're or offline
I'm.
when you don't have fucking clout to worry
This is
about.
how
You're the
I don't
nicest
care
guy
about
ever.
cloud at all whatsoever.
Oh
Actually,
yeah, no,
I
really,
really don't. If I did,
really.
why?
Then you should
There's,
leave. Then you should just disappear. Then
no, because
if
I'm
you
making
don't care about
content. Because I'm
clout.
spreading the true faith. That's what I'm doing.
Oh yeah, no, yeah,
I'm
that's what
spreading
it
the
is.
one
It's
true
definitely
faith
not.
and
It's definitely not clout. Yeah,
helping people to
definitely not
salvation. That's
clout.
what I'm
Yeah,
doing. I don't really
yeah,
care.
no, definitely
I
not
really don't
clout.
care about cloud at all. I don't.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you don't.
This isn't
I'm
my
sure you
job.
don't.
I know this is your full-time career. That's very impressive, but this is not. This is just a hobby for me. I find it fun, and I like what I'm doing, but I don't really care.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Like I said, I've said this before many times. You're an incredibly nice guy, IRL. Incredibly nice guy.
Thanks.
Online,
You
you
were
act
too.
like the most insufferable faggot I've ever
I
seen in my entire life.
I couldn't have said it better about you. That's.
Yeah.
I think the feeling is definitely mutual between us.
Yeah, well, I can't wait for you to beat me up at AFPAC 3. I can't wait.
Me too.
I can't wait.
I'll
Act
pray.
like a real
I'll pray
act
for
like
your
a real
conversion.
Act like a real Christian and say it to my face, not online.
Yes,
Faggot.
Christians,
Like,
Christians use violence. I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to argue with you on it. Yes, yes. No, that's exactly my stance.
Yeah. Say it to my face, not online.
Yes,
You're
say it into my face.
like 20-year-old meme. Yeah, congratulations.
I'm a what? I'm 20-year-old meme.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I mean you wouldn't get it because.
Okay, I know maybe.
Yeah.
So. I guess there's a height requirement. I'm too short.
Oh yeah, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you should go back to doing drugs. I think you're probably a lot funnier.
That's very Christian of you to want me to go back to my bad lifestyle.
It's really.
I mean,
you're
not really. I know you're not really Christian though, but so
yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
All right. Well, this didn't go as I thought it would be, but it was great talking to you. I had a lovely time. I thought that I was talking to an actual adult. I'm sorry that I took you too seriously. I apologize for that.
I thought I was talking to an actual adult.
But yeah, I'll talk to you later. I'm gonna go talk to my people now. But it was a great time.
Have fun.
Have a great time. God bless you. I will pray for your conversion.
Fuck off.
Boom, boom, boom. All right. Oh man. Okay, we are streaming. Let's see what you guys are saying. Oh, dude. Oh, that's funny. All right. How long was that? That didn't seem very long. 44 minutes. All right. Let's see if I can get my camera working. No, I might have to restart this whole thing actually. Let's see. What is this? I'm trying to see what the actual thing is. All right, let's see what's going on. speckzo going to be holding Beardson's head as Beardson tries swinging. I'm going to start a Telegram group chat, a Telegram live chat, and see what you guys are saying about it. So let's see what's going on. I'm going to start a Telegram live stream. If you want to join, please do so, and I will ask you to speak. I'm going to try and figure out how I can get oh, here we go. I don't know if this kid is friendly or an enemy. We'll see. Hello. All right, I'm allowing America Plus Static to speak. All right. Hello, people.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? I'm trying to figure out.
So that did not last that long.
No, it did not. Oh my gosh, I thought it was gonna go way better. I thought he was gonna be way less emotional.
Mr. Beardson just can't stop spurging out like a child.
Can you guys hear me, by the way?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you perfectly fine.
Video capture
device. Okay, you can hear me. Yeah. I just started.
Oh, there we go.
I might
All
be
right,
doing a reaction stream to that later on, dude. That would just be
nice.
the best content in my life.
I'm trying to think what the general consensus is.
How's everyone doing today? Doing good, man?
What's the general general consensus?
Could be better. My brother and my mom have to get tested because this all started when I was sick. I could have had COVID. I had like sore throat, fever, shivers, and like a headache. My brother had like 104 fever,
Hmm.
and he couldn't even get out of his bed for a day, so he has to get tested to see if he got positive.
What?
Oh, that's a coincidence. My
That
mom's
sucks.
COVID right now. So,
She has COVID too?
Okay, there we go.
Jeez.
yeah, no, that's a coincidence.
All right, we are
Yeah,
on.
Yeah,
Let's
now
see.
there's like
What can we say?
there's like a big surge going on, and I'm like, are they really going to use this as an excuse to lock down again? Because if that means people, if that means they're going to lock down again, a lot of people's hours are going to get cut from their jobs.
I want to
That's
know.
going to be a pain.
I want to know what is the general consensus. Obviously, his fans never liked me at all. So I'm not worried about that. But I want to know. I want to know what yeah.
Tick. David, I think it's.
Hold on, let me see who else wants to speak.
Yeah, I live
I'm
in
trying to.
the state that I
Oh,
live in.
okay,
I'm
hold
not
on.
going to say where I
We're
live, but
allowing
the state that I live
Alright,
in
hold
is
on.
very blue.
Hold on, we're allowing Bus Groiper. What
And
up?
it's
Bus Groiper, are you there?
it's not a good state. It's terrible.
Hello, Bus Groiper, are you there? I
Fucking-
unmuted a
It's
bunch of
always these
people.
blue states that are causing
know.
issues.
Oh, I never unmuted myself in the chat. My bad. I unmuted
What
Bus
the
Groiper.
fuck?
What up?
What?
Yo,
What?
Bus Groiper, you there?
Boomer moment. Boomer moment.
Yeah, total boomer tech.
So, speckzo, that
No.
did not last us.
Yeah,
That
what's the general
That was pretty
consensus though?
quick.
That I
Yo.
yo.
you did very good.
Mhm.
All I heard was just him talking and talking and talking and
Yeah,
talking.
Beardson blew it big time.
Yeah.
You know,
Like
Dude, he was way
always.
too emotional.
That's
didn't
that's
he
how I
get
felt too.
dunked?
Yeah.
I mean, didn't he get dunked once by Avalone, by Hunter Avalone once? I remember
he?
that. He got dunked. Yeah, he got dunked pretty bad.
Yeah.
You know, the same person, Hunter, the same person that even Tim Pool made look like a fool.
Mhm.
If you get dunked by a person that Tim Pool makes look like a fool, then I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Oh, America Plus.
He
America
wasn't-
allowed to speak. Who?
Yo, I don't get why is Beardson so obsessed with you? Why can't he just ignore you? I don't get.
I
Yeah,
don't
I
watch your
don't
channel.
I don't understand.
he
He's
still
very
brings up
over emotional. Yeah.
How
still
did
brings
this?
that old drama. Why is he still bring the old drama?
It's Beardson, man. That's what he is. He's
It's unfortunate. I mean,
he's-
I really tried for a very long time to not like talk too bad about him. I took a couple of jabs at him here and there in some of my videos or whatever, but like I never had like any real beef with him. But it's actually I feel bad for him. It's very pathetic at this point, And I think that it just happens too much to say that he's playing a character. I do think that he's just extremely over emotional and he has no control over himself. And I think it's largely because he never grew up. He never, I'm not. I don't know anything about his family life, but I don't know. Maybe he didn't have a good masculine figure to look up to because he is just not acting like a 33-year-old man should be. He's just very immature.
So many such cases.
Yeah.
So many such cases. It's sad.
Man,
Lawrence John, I'll let you speak. What's up? All right.
I think he has, his mic's on. I don't think he's speaking.
Yo, apparently as soon as I left, Beardson turned on his donations or whatever, and the first donation was Proddy Baby. Oh, I got to turn on my my thing. I don't know if people.
Yo,
I
is
don't
he doing
watch
it just for the content? Or why is
I don't know. It started off. Really?
Beardson, I don't watch your I don't watch your content spec. So believe me. Also, Beardson, I watched Proddy Baby. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Makes
All
perfect
right, yeah.
sense.
It's like if he doesn't like the content, don't watch it. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's what I don't get too. It's like these people like want to judge my content. It's like nobody's forcing you to watch it, right? And then the response is, well, it's bad for the movement. It's like I'm not a representative of the movement. I'm just a supporter. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be a part of like I don't even know. I am loyal to America First. I support it, but I don't even really care about politics anymore. I care about my faith. Over the last few months,
Yeah.
I have just been so disillusioned by politics, and I've realized that it just does not make me feel good. It's just like it's just the same thing over and over again, and I got sick of it. So now my main goal, my main focus is my faith.
Faith.
And
That's
also, it's funny they're mentioning that you're the next cultural criminal. It's like, dude,
Oh boy, here we go.
that's the biggest cult on the wall. It's like,
That's the next trend that I see in the AF circles. A lot of people are they're aware of politics, but they're not like letting it consume their life anymore. They're like,
of
my
course.
faith is important, my family. So they're like, that's what's going to make a difference instead of just
Yeah,
doing this shit.
He was like obsessed with calling me a drug addict, which I like openly admit. It's like, yes, I'm a drug addict. He's like, yeah, but you were a drug addict. I'm like, yes.
It's like, yes.
Yes. And
Yeah, that was not a good. That was not a good look on it. When, oh, go back.
Yeah,
being
that
a
was
drug
low hanging
addict.
fruit right there.
Yeah.
Low hanging
I
fruit.
Honestly,
Punish Shady.
I don't know. I watched the stream. He made zero arguments against your approach to converting
that's all he
people.
was saying. He was like, I don't like your approach. It's not working. I'm saying, well, I like my approach. I think it is working. And he's like, no, well, I'm telling you it's not. It's like, okay, but it's just a fundamental disagreement then. We're not going to get anywhere with this. And then he just got madder and madder that I wouldn't submit to his opinion because it's wrong and I'm not going to. Like, I don't understand. It was so pointless. This is how I was hoping it was going to go. I was hoping to say basically everything I said in the beginning, where it was kind of cordial, right? And then he would start asking questions about why Catholicism is true, or why whatever, like saying like, why do you need works instead of just faith alone, and why is the Protestant Reformation bad, and all this stuff, like I would have had a serious discussion with him about like history, about like the Protestant Reformation and all that stuff, but he just wanted to rage out and be a little girl, honestly, and it's so effeminate. I don't know, but the point is like, he's like, oh, what are you gonna beat me up at halfback? I mean, I hope not, but if you call me a faggot, I'm not gonna just let you call me a faggot in person. So I don't, but I could never beat him up because it would be like me beating up my daughter. It's just not fair.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just it's complete nonsense. I wanted to have a legitimate discussion with him and stuff, and just didn't work out the way I thought it would be. But yeah, and go back to doing drugs is not a very good argument. I agree.
He has
very low impulse control.
If this how it resulted in, then how is this going to be any different than the Milo one? Because he still hasn't debated Milo yet.
No, he did. What are you talking about? He had the Milo debate.
Oh yeah,
he did?
Yeah, about the
that was very
cards.
that was very what's it called?
Chaotic.
What? No, that was actually ended cordially.
Oh, I'm so like out of the loop because I've been just separated from politics for like weeks. I don't even know what the fuck's going on at this point.
Mm-hmm.
There's, I'm just, I'm just sad that Beardson's like this. It's like
maybe maybe I I don't want to say that. I shouldn't say this.
In the middle of your guys.
Maybe I have to beat up Beardson. Maybe it would be a charitable thing for me to teach
him a lesson.
To beat him up. Maybe he's never been beat up. That's why he's such a little bitch. Maybe he needs a physical altercation.
That's why men. That's why men.
I'm kidding. I'm not going to. I'm not going to do it. I mean, real men don't settle their disputes online. They go and they fight about it.
Settle in person.
Yeah, they settle with hands. With the hands.
Yeah, exactly.
But then he'll consider.
But as soon as I
guarantee,
as soon as I get into his face, if he calls me a faggot, and I get into his face, like, okay, let's go outside right now, whatever. He's gonna be like, no, I'm not going outside with you. What do you want? You want to fight? What do you want? I'm like, okay, then you're a little bitch.
What are you 14?
But I would never. Let me say, I would never fight in like, I would never disrespect America First like that and fight in like an event that would make it look bad. I would preferably do it in like a private area, even though I know he would want to stream it because he just cares about content. He'd be like, oh, I don't care. I'll get my ass kicked for donations. There'll be so much donations. I need donations to fix my broken jaw. I need my surgery.
I wonder if he lives in a good like studio apartment, because I don't think he lives in a house. I think he honestly lives in a studio apartment at this point.
Bro, he's 33 years old. Why does he not have children? Why is he streaming? That's not good job. That's not good job security. That's not good job security. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, if it doesn't work out, I guess he can go back to working with the Keebler elves. But until then, I think that he needs to chill.
Get a
real job. Be a real man.
Yeah, he needs to get her. Yeah, since he has a license, allegedly, if he has a car, get a CDL or something, do trucking. But I don't think he's I don't think he has the physical capability to do trucking.
Yes. I'm not. No. Okay. People are all right. Now you're getting a little too far. Don't talk bad about his family. That's not cool. Don't do that at all.
Don't.
Wait, someone's talking bad about his family?
No, they're trying to like, I don't know what they're trying to do, but no, I don't know anything about his personal life. I'm not gonna. That's not something I do. I don't care. That's not cool. I won't let speckzo put me off. So I won. He just said I'm not gonna let speckzo put me off. So I won. Right there. I did it. I proved my point right there.
Joe the Boomer wants to come and debate him right now. Joe the Boomer.
Is Joe
the Boomer?
Yeah. He wants to have a. he wants to debate me, bro.
See, the thing is that like going into it, I knew that it wasn't possible for me to lose anyway because his audience already doesn't like me, right? Like whatever. I don't care. But the only thing I was going to gain is more people liking me, or they're just going to continue to not like me, you know. So it was worth going. And I think that I handled myself well. I don't think I got emotional at all. I mean, I insulted him once he insulted me, you know. So
you're already liked by
AF. Hey, good shit, speckzo.
Well,
who's that? Who's
talking?
talking?
Too, man.
Who's talking?
I think that's America
right
Plus.
Here.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, I gotta go, man. That was good shit.
All right, I'll see you later.
First, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but to real, like you said this before, like the only real opinion that you should care is about Nick's opinion because these people are just they're not like like the top at the top. They're just people who follow Nick, you follow AF and stuff like that. That's what. That's why I only follow like like I watch like Nick and Vince and James. That's the only people like I watch in Nick at this point.
Yeah,
yeah. That's all I've ever watched. You know, I like Jaden. I've met him a bunch of times. He's a super nice person. Beardson, when I met him, did my stream? Oh no, okay. Beardson, when I met him twice or 2 or 3 times, I don't remember. I know I met him 2 days at AFPAC, and then I met him at Stop the Steal, right? And he was super nice. I took pictures with him. You know, we hung out. We were gonna go. We were walking for like 20 minutes to find a place to eat in Florida, and we couldn't find a place to eat. And then he ended up taking an Uber with Jaden to go somewhere else, and kind of ditched us. But it's all right. We snuck into CPAC together, got kicked out together.
I remember that.
You know, so like, he's a nice guy in person, but he's online. He is completely different. And I don't think I'm very different. I'm very nice, but I'm not in person when I meet new people just saying, okay, hey, listen, this is why you should become Catholic, you know, and if you're not Catholic, you're going to go and burn in hell. Like that's not what I do in person. I make content that is trying to promote Catholicism in an abrasive, straightforward way or whatever. But he's like, well, you're not acting the same way you do in person. It's like, well, if you asked me about Catholicism in person, I would. At AFPAC, I had a whole, at our table, we had a whole discussion about why Catholicism was true. And I was arguing with, I don't know if you guys remember Grant's rants and all this stuff. He was like a Baptist or something or whatever. And we had a great discussion. It didn't get like heated or anything like that. So, I mean, I don't know. I just think it was retarded. Hold on.
Man, listen, just so you know, man, if I can say, you are one of the people that brought me back into the Catholic Church. So what you're doing does work. So I owe you a lot of gratitude, man.
Also, it's what Trump did. It's like Trump was not like, tipping around that stuff.
He kept saying that, it doesn't work it doesn't work the same as politics. Yes, it does. It works the same with everything. The truth is the truth, no matter what subject you're talking about. You know, and shame works. You know, people need tough love. When people are desperately trying to make a change and desperately trying to find the truth, and they realize that their sins are repulsive and they want to make a change, are they going to be attracted to some church that coddles them and says, no, it's okay, or are they going to be attracted to someone who wants to correct them and says, no, this is what you're doing and it's wrong and you need to be fixed? You know.
Yeah, that's what my old man did. It's like when he saw something that he saw like it was wrong with me, he said like, hey son, you're doing this very bad. He gave me like that straight talk in that sense that it's like, no, you're doing this very wrong. You're not doing the good stuff, and it's like it's tough love, but you can also, it's like, okay, I need to change. I cannot stay in this mentality.
Yeah,
and that's why tough love works. Yeah. It's not this like, well, you can't be mean to people. It's like, dude, Beardson does this for a living. Talk shit, tough love and stuff like that. It's like that's his whole stick.
I think when he said you can't disrespect other people's religion or faith. I'm like, you should rephrase that.
Yeah, you should disrespect everything that's false.
No.
Like that's legit.
No.
Hold on, wait.
What did he do to Hunter Avalon?
Canadianism sent 235 said, I hear these anti-Catholic arguments all the time, but literally nothing is worth compromising your faith. Absolutely agree. And there wasn't even any. I wish it was a more substantive argument. He kept saying that banter was lies about him. Like, how is it lies? Speckzo isn't actually an F slur. Wouldn't that be a lie by definition? Yeah, very, very true. Beardson is 35, childless, and is not the breadwinner of his household. I don't know about that. I don't know.
I will not go there. I will not go there.
I'm not going
to go there.
I don't know anything about that.
No.
Yeah, let's be careful.
Beardson and Kai are right about Speckzo's approach to proselytizing. Well, I mean, Beardson is a Protestant and Kai is a Mormon, so no, they're not. QAnon and Groiber, Speckzo, would you do a debate against Joe the Boomer? I've heard of him. I don't really know what his like what a debate about what? I don't know. Is he a Protestant or a Catholic? I don't know.
I
Did
think
he
it's
even talk about
Christianity.
politics? Like,
But
he's just a gamer. Did he even talk about
here's the thing.
politics?
Like, I'm actually I'm surprised it went that well. Whoa! Holy crap! Hold on a second. I just got a big donation. Whoa, who was that from? Hold on a second. Whoa, Manny. Wow, $200. Thank you so much. Big '07 in chats to Manny. Holy crap! Thank you so much.
Oh, 7 in
Oh,
chat, boys.
'07 in chat. Merry Christmas and blessed New Year. Good job keeping your cool and patience while debating that guy. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. He's Catholic, but he disagrees with my approach. I'm not going to debate people on my approach. Like I don't understand what people don't get. This is how
Also,
I think. But hold on 1 second. So anyway,
yeah.
what was I going to say? So the whole thing with debates, I think debating in general is kind of gay. I didn't even go on the stream to debate him. I came to answer his criticisms and have like a discussion. And I thought it was going to be much more cordial and like, end in a very different way. But in terms of debates, I don't think that I don't even know if I have that skill to be able to like pull out information at will in order to support my claims. Like, I mean, I might, but I think that it's kind of a lose-lose situation. I think in general, online debating is kind of gay. I mean, it's entertaining. Like I love when Nick debates people and stuff like that. But when you're debating people, you usually have people, your audience, that are already on your side, and the other audience is on the other person's side, and you're not really changing anybody's minds, right? You're just doing it for entertainment value and to dunk on the other person. So the only time that a debate is useful is if you're doing it in front of people that are agnostic on the on the information that you're debating about. So I don't think that I'm the type of person that would get into debates. I don't think that it's conducive to really anything. My whole thing is to spread Catholicism. My whole content is the new thing that I've been doing, which is learning Catholicism with speckzo, which everybody seems to like, and that's all I really want to keep doing. And the Proddy Baby thing was just a corny, retarded song that I thought was funny, and I think he took it way too personal.
Protestants are
I can't
insecure
wait
about
to
their
see your
faith.
series coming up, man.
And also, isn't in the Bible says that Jesus came to divide houses?
Yes. I think that's was it the Gospel of Luke? Yes, I came to. I did not come to bring peace. I came to bring a sword. I came to divide households and separate fathers from sons. So it's not. The truth is always going to be, divisive and alienating. But it's the truth no matter what. Yeah.
The truth hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
So true, and I say it all the time, and it's so true. Who else?
So can I?
Go ahead.
So can I ask you, dude? Are you So you'll be at AFPAC, right?
Yes, that's the plan. Going with my dad.
Oh, really? So we'll get to meet your dad this time. Oh, that'll be cool, man. He certainly sounds like from the stream you did talking about, you getting off drugs. He certainly sounds like quite the guy. So that'll be interesting, dude.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, he's awesome. It's so sad because I know maybe I guess I'll make this, since it's just going on anyway. I'll make this my my end of the year stream. It's so sad because this was like the first year that he wasn't at Christmas, and it sucks, and now I'm not going to see, the next time I'm going to see him is going to be at AFPAC, right? And that's the longest I haven't seen my dad in, probably 10 years or whatever. Since I was on drugs, there was a 9-month period where I didn't really talk to my dad for like 9 months, which is like heartbreaking. But ever since I got clean, I talk to my dad like every single day, so I don't know.
Well, that's going to be a heck of a reunion. I mean, AFPAC of all places, that'll be a very good reunion. So you gotta, you gotta put that out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just converse about Catholic dogma instead of allowing the conversation to fall into personal attacks. Protestants cannot defend their faith because it's indefensible. They lose every time. Yes, very true. I think. Oh, Kevin Brew, thank you for the $10 donation, but I don't have donations set up. I have no idea how to get them. I never set up AdSense or whatever. Or I did, and then I don't know how to access it. So I'm sorry. I think you just lost your $10. Only that's why I have the donation links in my on the screen. I don't know how to like do the YouTube thing. I only know how to do Streamlabs and Cash Apps. I apologize. I appreciate it. You don't have to give me 10 extra dollars. Don't worry about it. But just next time, only use the stream links. Only use the stream links on my screen. Sorry about that. Water Cooler 07. Isn't that well, I don't want to say his name, but isn't Water Cooler in the chat, or you just have the same profile picture? All right, I don't know. Anybody else? Any thoughts? Any any opinions on what happened?
I never really watched Beardson before. The first time I ever saw anything about him was or watched any of his content was the Milo stream. And what stuck out to me was he said he hadn't like changed his clothes in almost 2 weeks because it was the holidays.
Oh no!
That was the most disgusting. You are an adult man. and you're not
Listen,
like, if you're like in high school, you can kind of get away with that. If you're like 16, 15, you can kind of get away with that. If you're an adult man admitting that with no shame, that says
that's bad.
so much about who
and
you are.
So he's
and,
short.
and also,
So he's short, over emotional, low impulse control, and bad hygiene. That's
It looks
oh
like he's
man,
never groomed his beard ever.
that's bad. And you know,
Like, I'm
yeah.
not trying to.
and
I'm
I
not trying
also
to criticize America first, but how did that dude get in this movement? Like, I'm not criticizing Nick, but how
well,
did he get in this?
well, the one good thing
He's an
I will
old
say
friend
about
of Nick.
I will say a good thing about Beardson is that one of his good qualities is that he's extremely loyal to Nick. You know, like he has never would never go against him. You know, like he's like a really good friend to Nick. You know, so I'll give him props on that. But yeah, I think that he's he's a little girl, honestly. You know, and
Yeah.
I'm sure now. I mean, I hope not, but Nick is probably going to have words to say about me. I hope not. I mean, this has nothing to do with my opinion on America First or Nick. I will always support them, and I think that it's the best thing ever. But seeing from what happened in the past with other people who got into beefs with Beardson, we'll see what happens. But this doesn't change my support at all for anybody. You know, this is just I just don't get along with somebody in the movement, I guess.
Well, what Beardson didn't understand is that you're not an evangelist. Like, that's not what you are. Your job isn't to go out here and convert everyone you find. Your job, that's not what you're doing. You're just talking about Catholicism on your platforms.
Right.
You're not a proper evangelist. We need people like you because you're funny and you
Appreciate
shame some Protestants into converting, but you're not an evangelist. If every evangelist acted like you, that'd be bad, but that's not what you're doing.
Right.
Your
Right.
role, you do it properly. He
Yeah.
misunderstands what your
And
purpose
I
is and what you're trying to do.
I don't know if I said this in the chat. Like, yes, there are other people who are persuasive in other ways that are more soft. Like Trent Horn is a perfect example who lays things out very. He's straightforward, but he's very like nice about it. He's like not trying not to hurt people's feelings, I guess, or whatever the case is. But he's very knowledgeable and he does it in a very different way. And that might be more effective to other people, but that's not what we need right now. We need people we need Muslim levels of radicalization among Catholics. Okay, not in any violent Fed posting way, but the way that Muslims are so devoted to their faith and that they're willing to die for it. That's what we need from Catholics, I think. You know, Elon Bus says Beardson is running out of steam on his whole enterprise. He never gets any buzz on his own content. The only time he ever gets clipped on YouTube is when he talks to someone else. His usefulness is wearing thin. People are changing. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying. I don't want to. I really don't want to just devolve this whole entire stream into an anti-Beardson rant. I mean, it's too easy.
Very hard to do, man.
It's just low hanging fruit, honestly. Like it's but now honestly now for the last 8 months since the whole JB thing, I addressed the whole JB thing, and I took some jabs at Beardson in some of my videos, but they were very light. I never really disrespected him, but now I feel I'm free to just like not have to worry about. I mean, I guess it's public knowledge now that we're not the best of friends, so it's all good now.
Do you since you brought up his name, since he's been like disavowed by Nick, do you still talk to JB or anything?
I do not, and I unfortunately, I mean, look, I pray for the kid, and he was always nice to me, but I obviously, from at a political standpoint, I have to disavow JB because he did a lot of really stupid things in my chat. I heard it seemed like he was like on the up and up for a couple of months, right? And then I'm not going to say exactly what he did, but he was sharing a lot of personal information that he should not have been sharing in my chat, and very stupid, very big mistake. So I love you, JB. I'll pray for you that you see the light, but I cannot I cannot endorse you. I have to completely disavow and disassociate from JB.
Well, you know why Nick freaking disavowed him or whatever is because he freaking showed up drunk to that press conference that he did back in July. So that's why Nick threw him out.
Is that why? Oh, I didn't know that. He told me he like swore to me that he wasn't drunk there, but I don't know.
No, the press conference. Nick did an entire segment of his show talking about, yeah, I'm done with that guy. He can't stay away from the alcohol, especially around me. For nonetheless, if you watch like Culture War Criminal stream where he covered that, when JB got up, you can tell like he had the cocktail in his hand, and just the way he acted when Nick asked him to stand up or whatever, you could just tell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I pray for the guy. And I appreciate.
I guess I just don't know because I don't really like follow all of the drama or whatever. But what happened with Culture War Criminal? He's not supporting America First anymore.
He put like and I know because Beardson started up the drama again at the anti-vax rally, which is
I know. I saw Beardson calling him a faggot, and Culture War just totally bitched out and didn't do anything, which was very, very pathetic. But I don't know. I don't know anything about Culture War Criminal. He used to talk to me on Twitter for a little while, like months ago before I got banned. But I don't know anything really about him. No. So what? Hello. What happened with him?
Okay, so basically, what happened with Culture War Criminal is, as far as I'm aware, uh, you know, a lot of the people, kind of the movement, weren't really vibing with him a little,
Mhm.
and he was talking a lot to Red Pill Gaming, who was shit talking Groyper Generals and Nick Fuentes constantly,
Mhm.
and they were good friends and stuff. And Red Pill Gaming just went crazy. He went off the rails, and he leaked DMs that showed Culture War Criminal, um, saying negative things about America first.
Mhm.
And basically, he continued to support them. Culture War Criminal supported AF,
Mhm.
but at Springfield, basically, he was like, okay, you know what? I'll just distance myself a little bit. That's
Yeah.
my impression.
Okay.
Sorry if I sound a bit off. I have the flu right now, so.
Are you good? All right. Yeah. I guess. I mean, yeah. Like I said, I don't follow it, but yeah. Whatever. I
He
mean,
still does protests and all that, by the way. He still does like daily activism,
but
just on his own.
he's just not openly whatever. Not
Yeah,
openly.
honestly, from what I know, because they talked about it on the kill stream second time on a 24-hour stream, right? And sorry, I'm echoing. Sorry.
Yo, somebody's mic is really messed up. Is that you?
It's not me.
Who is this? Was that? Oh, okay.
I'm still. Yeah, it's not me. It was talked about on the 24-hour kill stream, and basically what it was that Culture War Criminal and DMs with Red Pill Gaming was saying that he genuinely had a question where the money was going when people were donating to gaming streams, and I guess that was enough to kind of perk people up and think, well, maybe this guy's disingenuous when he defends us. I would disagree with that because he was the only co-host on Killstream that would actually defend Fuentes when someone like Southern Dingo would talk crap about them. So I think that's pretty ironic.
Yeah. All right. Oh, America
You know,
Plus is back. Go ahead. What are you saying?
Speckzo, one thing
Hey.
about your. Hey, Speckzo, how's it going?
How you doing, man?
Everyone, in the chat, I could see in Beardson's chat, everyone's like, your approach to conversion is so off, but it's like you're in a right-wing circle, right? All the bubbles you're in, all the circles you're in are all right-wing dudes. They're not like 14-year-old girls who get sensitive, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know if I went to like a 14 or 18-year-old girl and you talk to her the way you talk online, she would probably get like super defensive, but our circles are full of guys that are pursuing the truth. That's why we're here, right?
Yep.
We're pursuing the truth, and we can take a little bit of like whatever you want to call whatever you want to say you're doing, your type of rhetoric. So I don't know why he's got to get so sensitive about that. On his chat, he was saying, insulting your faith is something that's like messed up. You have the right to get angry about it. It's like he invited you on your show to talk about it. So
yeah, Milo in chat too. He said, "People say stop being so mean right up to the moment they convert." So true. And yeah, what you said, Lawrence. It's like, yeah, we're all men here, and it's like you can't take insults. You can take insults when it comes to politics, but not your religion. I mean, I just think that it's very disingenuous behavior.
Did you insult him directly? Because I remember
I've
he
never.
brought that up.
No, he's saying that because I insult the religion, Protestantism in general. But also, I mean, this is not even like a real like argument. I wasn't even going to bring this up, but because it's kind of like beneath me. Whose mic is making that noise? I don't know. Do you guys hear that noise or no? Or is that just me?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Is that me? Because I'm sorry I left. My phone died.
Let me mute you for a
so it might be
second.
me.
No, it's not you. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to. It's funny because it's not showing like. Let's see. Nope, not that person either. That sucks. All right, whatever. I guess it's not too bad.
Real quick.
What was I saying? It's like it's like shaming works in all instances, And if you're tired of being shamed, but you think you're right, then you should have a better defense. The proper way to react to being shamed is not to get over emotional. You said you want Beardson to convert multiple times, and Beardson be like, Speckzo said he is not interested in converting people. True. I want to listen to Joe and Speckzo. I don't know who Joe Boomer is. I'm not gonna, I think I'm pretty sure that he is like a big Beardson fan. So I'm not looking for blood sports. I'm not looking for like to set up a debate or anything like that. And honestly, I would have preferred if Beardson messaged me in private and we had a private discussion. But of course, he just wants content. All right.
It's like if you really want to have a discussion, you could have been done like in a private DM, like I did with a lot of my friends. I didn't post like, "Hey, hello guys, welcome to my stream. Today I'm gonna convince my friends to get it convert to Catholicism." No, I just talked to them in DMs, and there was even like a friend of mine who DM'd you a long time ago about Catholicism, and you actually said, "Yeah, I'm convinced." You didn't say it said like, "Hey guys, look, I'm gonna talk to my favorite streamer to see if he can convince me."
Uh, Joe the Boomer is his own guy. He is Catholic. Joe praise you, but somebody just said that Joe wanted to debate me. What does he want to debate me about? I don't. I mean, look.
Your approach to Catholicism.
Yeah, no, I like. It's gonna be the same thing. You're gonna say, look, you shouldn't do this. You should be more charitable and stuff like that. And like I said, when people come to me or they ask me questions in good faith, I am charitable and I listen to them and stuff like that. But what was I going to say? Like we're called to be charitable. We're also called to expose sin, and you can't let your goal of being charitable stop you from exposing sin, and you can't let exposing sin stop you from being charitable. And you have to balance, I think, nuance, but you can never compromise your faith or your stance. And that's the approach that I take. Like I think it's being totally blown out of proportion. That all I do is mock Protestantism and mock other religions. That's not what I do at all. Like most of my thing is just centered on Catholicism in general, right? But yeah, intolerance is not charitable. Tolerance is not a Catholic value. We do not tolerate falsehoods. That is the opposite of charity. And I don't know. And like I said on the stream, too, it's that if I hated Protestants, if I hated everybody else, I wouldn't want them to convert, right? I would be fine with them living their false lives. So.
Wait, so that's how this started?
What?
That Beardson just doesn't like that you don't.
Beardson,
that you want to convert Protestants in the first place?
No. He thinks that I'm too nasty about it. He got mad about the Prodigy Baby song, which I don't know how you can get mad at that. I think it's just a retarded, silly song that I thought was funny. And that actually started because I made that good old Catholic thing because I made a bunch of those like a long time ago because it's such an easy song to like change the words. And then I was talking to one of my friends and we were talking about how secularized the Christmas songs are. And we started sending each other back and forth like bars from like popular Christmas songs, but changing the words out to be like Catholic extremism or whatever, right? And a lot of them were really, really corny, really, really bad or whatever. But like we made one for like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeers, and it was like all of the other pagans used to lock us up in cages or something like that. It was like really stupid. But then I came to the Santa Baby one and it just like fit so perfectly. I thought it was really funny. It was cracking me and my friends up. So that's why I made it. But I think that he's taking it way too personally and being over emotional about it, like he is about everything. And that's how the whole thing started. He heard the Prodigy Baby thing. He was like, I can't believe he's doing this on Christmas. It's a blah, blah, blah. And then he went on stream instead of like DMing me and was like, people like Speckzo, they push people away from the faith and they're too harsh and too mean and blah, blah, blah. It's just stupid.
Well, that's the thing about Beardson. He's clearly secure about his faith. Because if you were just attacking like him personally, that'd be a different reaction. But he was so offended because he has no idea what he really believes.
So true. He was like, what if I was doing that to your faith? And I was like, you can and you should. If you believe in your faith, you should be insulting my faith. Like, I don't understand. If you think you are following the right faith, then but people insulting my faith doesn't affect me because I know that I'm correct. And like when I was going through my process of becoming Catholic and becoming Orthodox, choosing between Catholicism and Orthodoxy, I was looking at all different people that were very harsh, people that were super charitable, people, that were in between, and I did a bunch of my own research because I was truly earnestly looking for what I believed, what I wanted to, I was truly looking for the truth, right? Of what I perceived to be the truth, which ended up being Catholicism, So no matter what insults I heard, no matter what anything, that didn't prevent me from continuing to look, And I think that if you're earnestly searching for the truth and you're letting people who are making insults push you away, then you're just a woman, honestly.
Is that why you jumped on the stream with Beardson, by the way? Was it to talk about Protestantism versus Catholicism, or was it just about your videos that were
No,
seen
no,
as
no, no. So
disrespectful?
he was talking about my approach to converting to about trying to convert people to Catholicism or spreading Catholicism, and then somebody messaged me in my group chat, and they were like, "Beardson's going off about you." So I turned on his stream and I heard what he was saying. So I texted him in the chat. I was like, "Hey, Beardson, if you want to discuss this on a live stream or whatever, I'll gladly come on." And that's basically how it happened. So I thought that I was going to be discussing my approach to Catholicism, and then obviously we would disagree on the approach. But then I thought we would be able to move on from that and then talk about like why he should be Catholic. And I would have, said the common thing about, obviously the church existed 300 years before the Bible was compiled, and Christ didn't leave a Bible. He left the church and he imparted his authority on the apostles and the Holy Spirit at Pentecost, all the common stuff that we all know about. But like, that's where I thought the conversation was going, and it just did not go that way.
Well, let's be real. At what
Yeah,
point
yeah, and
are Protestants not Christian?
At what? Wait,
They
what?
don't believe in the sacrament. Wait, at what point are Protestants not even Christian? He said he was a Baptist. I don't think Baptists have any valid sacraments other than marriage.
They are
like
not.
at what point is it no longer Christianity?
Well, they're baptism
aren't
too. They're baptism too. They're Christian in the fact that they believe in the divinity in Christ, and that's even skeptical because some people don't even believe in. Some Protestants don't even believe in the Trinity. They don't believe that Christ is God. They believe that he's a separate person from God. That he's completely separated from God. He's just his son, which is heresy. So like they're Christians nominally. They're in basically in name only or ostensibly, whatever you want to call it. They are some of them are Christians. Some of them have valid baptisms, but that's it. They are still separated from the true church of Christ and are in grave danger of going to hell if they don't convert. And that's what needs to be said. Not like, okay,
They
well,
also,
let's talk about what you believe in and why you're wrong, and we'll be nice and maybe we can come to some type of understanding. It's like, no, that's gay. And Elon Musk, totally true. Elon Musk says he invoked zeal of the convert, like that's bad. Yeah, obviously you should have, if you're a convert, you should have zeal because you went from not believing to believing. And if you start believing in something, that should be your passion, that should be everything to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something that revolutionized my life and changed my entire life, obviously. Jay Dyer would destroy speckzo. Yes, I completely agree. He has been studying theology and doing online debates for like 10 years. That doesn't make him any less of a heretic. What was somebody was saying? You were going to say something, SpongeBob Israel Pants? It's a nice name.
yeah.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not sure if you guys are okay with that name because I usually get kicked out. No, but I was gonna say I have spoken to people who are like claim to be Baptist, and yet they even deny the miracle childbirth. They believe that God literally did implant a human seed, if you will, into Mary and whatnot. That's the only one thing I know about Baptists. I spoke to one of them yesterday.
I mean, I know there's different branches of even baptism, isn't there? There's like
yeah, there is.
Yeah, there's like that group is even split up into different sects that have conflicting beliefs. It's so No, nobody's saying that Baptist marriage wait, hold on. Baptist marriage is not a valid sacrament. Nobody's saying that. Did anybody say that Baptist marriage? No marriage is a valid sacrament as far as from what I was reading. I was just reading the Catechism of Pope Pius X, and he was talking about how the only way you are married in the eyes of God is through the Catholic Church. Like if a Protestant gets married in their church or whatever, if they were to convert to Catholicism, they would have had to get remarried in the Catholic Church so that they get married in the eyes of God. That's how me and my wife had to do it. We were only civilly married for the first year and a half, I think, of our marriage. And when we went through RCIA together and got our confirmation together, we had to get remarried in the Catholic Church so we could be officially married. And we even had to confess like cohabitation because even though we were civilly married, we weren't technically married. So no, you're not married if you are not married in the eyes of God in the Catholic Church.
That's what I was wrong. So their only valid sacrament is what? Baptism?
Baptism. If you are baptized in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, you will have a valid baptism, I believe. I don't know what the other requirements are, but they say that most Protestants have valid baptism. And also, apparently, we do not consider Mormons Christians at all.
They're not. They don't believe Jesus is God.
Yeah, because they yeah, and they don't baptize, I think, in the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Also, I was watching stuff on Mormonism, bro. They believe that like they can become God. They believe that God
Yeah.
was a man at one point, and that he was so perfect that he achieved godhood, and that they are all capable of achieving godhood. And they go through like this Masonic handshake thing. Like one of the Mormons like leaked this on, and like he was planning to leave, but he wanted to like expose what they do or whatever, and he put it all on YouTube. And like they go to like these secret like temples, and they do like all these crazy handshakes, and they have to memorize all these things. Very very Masonic, because the founder Smith, John Smith, what I don't know, I forgot his name.
Joseph Smith.
Joseph Smith. He was a Freemason. So like it's very weird, and like they think that Jesus and Satan are brothers or something.
They think, well, I think, and then they're almost as bad, if not worse, than the Jehovah's Witnesses who think Jesus is Saint Michael. Like they think Saint Michael and Jesus are the same person. So them and Jehovah's Witnesses, I always put in like the same category of you're not Christian. And if you
That's just
any Christian who doesn't believe in the Trinity, they're not Christian. And honestly, if you don't believe in the Eucharist, which is the center of the Christian faith, I don't really think you're a true Christian. Even the earliest Christians who didn't have the Bible received the Eucharist. If you do not receive the Eucharist in either the Orthodox Church or the Catholic Church, you are not following God's word by any means, and you're barely a Christian, if I can call you that.
Yeah. And honestly, like I was trying to say this too, and he wouldn't let me speak. Like I wanted to say so much more, but he was saying like, oh, you attack Protestants and stuff like that. It's like actually the people that I'm like really not attacking, but the people that I correct even more than Protestants are liberal Catholics. That is who the biggest enemy is. People who claim to be Catholic, but they're Catholic in name only, but they're preaching all of this heretical nonsense and trying to tell Catholics that it's okay to have premarital sex or to use contraception or to support homosexuality or abortion. People claiming that Joe Biden is a real Catholic and stuff like that. Those are the types of people that I feel are even bigger enemies than Protestants, because we know Protestants are completely outside the faith anyway, but Catholics are leading people into damnation even more, I think,
Of course, all heretics equally lead people away from damnation. That's why we need to attack Protestants. They've sent billions upon billions upon billions of people to hell.
Yeah.
Like it's you can't count. Like you can't say who isn't in hell officially.
Yeah.
But if anyone's in hell, it's Martin Luther.
Martin Luther is the worst thing that has happened in the entire world. He is the worst person that has ever existed. He single-handedly, because of him, destroyed Western civilization. And I don't know if he wouldn't have existed, would have Western civilization still collapsed? Who knows? But he is the reason that it did. His entire Reformation, Protestantism, is based on liberalism, right? Liberalism and Protestantism have the same exact foundation, which is subjectivism and individualism and basically thinking you know better than God. And the Protestant Reformation was the first liberal revolution that was successful, and that led to the Enlightenment, which led to everything we have now. So...
Well, the thing that gets me the most angry about Prots is the way they talk about Mary. It is the most disrespectful, vile thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, Whitetail Groiper, Milo just posted this in my chat. That's so funny. I don't know that a Whitetail Groiper said Speckzo is handsome. He should not talk and should just stand with the rosary like at Staten Island.
It was a crucifix, moron.
Let's go.
Oh, that's funny. I gotta send that. Oh man. But
No,
Yeah, it's just
you held up a crucifix,
yeah.
right?
I was holding a crucifix, not a rosary. Bus Groiper, my boy Bus Groiper, who I'm like your biggest fan, bro. I think you're awesome.
I love your content, bro.
I appreciate that, man. Like you are awesome. You're a very nice guy, and you holding the rosary and praying the rosary in front of all of these Antifa and BLM people was just so. Every time I watch that clip, bro, I legit get goosebumps, dude. Oh my
I had to
gosh.
do it, but I wanted to more or less see what would happen. And I shit you not, I don't know if you remember that bald-headed bitch. She started like hissing and like flipping her shit.
Really?
Like she was freaking out. But here's the thing: it's really
satanic.
these people are literally possessed by demons.
For real.
And many
Demonic
exorcists
energy.
will say the prayer that hurts demons the most is the Hail Mary.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, and I just posted something today. It's like pray the rosary, the devil hates it, and it's like a picture of somebody holding a rosary. Oh, here it goes. Always pray the rosary, the devil hates it. And it's a picture of I don't know if that's supposed to be a saint or a priest holding the rosary in front of Satan, and he's like terrified of it, And what didn't Our Lady of Fatima say that like if you pray the rosary
every day for world peace.
Yeah.
For world peace, yeah. And that her immaculate heart will triumph.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
No, I recommend to actually not learn too much about Fatima. The deeper you go into the third secret of Fatima, it's just kind of scary, to be honest. And it's a little bit of a black pill to read about it.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you more about that in 1 second. I just want to read this. Z Nader says, Beardson just getting so mad about what are basically some shit posts from someone who just cares more about religion than politics. Absolutely 100% agree. Beardson is talking to Franson, strawmanning your arguments, naturally. I really like Franson. I really hope Franson doesn't talk bad about me now, because I really like Franson. I really like his content. So that'll bother me because I got into a beef with Franson that Beardson doesn't like me, but it is what it is. I understand that they're friends, and I think it's good to be loyal to your friends, but we'll see.
Yeah, that will hurt. That will hurt.
Yeah, I do. I respect Franson. I like him a lot. So if it is what it is. I understand how the friendship thing works, and I would do it to my friends too. I would always remain loyal to my friends over an outsider or anything like that. But that would suck because I really do respect him. But what was I going to say? Oh, Bus Grubby. Yeah, the third secret of Fatima. Well, I was reading something about, like, what are they saying that they think it was about consecrating Russia, right?
So some people say it was about consecrating Russia, and that if Russia is not consecrated, it will lead to a lot of problems in Europe and in the world as a whole, which is talking about communism specifically. But there's also people saying, so before the Vatican Council, a document had been released saying that there was going to be great apostasy at the top of the church, which they never denied, and one person confirmed it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But then you see in 2000, I think it was Pope Benedict or St. John Paul II. So whoever was Pope in 2000 released the third secret of Fatima, allegedly saying that it was that, like, there was going to be a priest in white, so the Pope, right, in white clerics, and a bunch of other bishops walking around dead bodies of other priests, Catholics, non-Catholic soldiers, and then they're going to walk up to the top of the hill and they'll be shot with arrows and guns, right?
Wow.
But with every other secret, there was an image.
Mm-hmm.
Right, with the first secret, she showed them hell. This is where the poor sinners who will go who do not repent. The second one, it was an image of World War II. If the world does not convert and pray the rosary, there will be another great war. And then with the third secret, when they released it, they never gave the message attached to the image.
Wow.
Because it's that there will be great apostasy at the top of the church. And obviously the Vatican is not going to release that publicly and officially.
Mm-hmm.
Which is where sedevacanticists get a lot of their arguments, which is where they miss the mark, which is and sedeprivationists instead of predictionists,
mm-hmm.
right? That's where they all mess up, and that's where they're all wrong. But that's why I recommend not learning too much about it, because it can create doubts. And if you're a layman, especially, all you should do is just practice your faith.
Right. Yeah, because we don't have an official idea of what the third secret was. Right? It's all mostly just speculation based on what different people said. Like somebody looked through the envelope in like light or something, right?
Yeah. And it said that was the one that said there's going to be great apostasy at the top of the church, which they never denied. And I think one bishop confirmed it, that was true. I think Tim Gordon and Taylor Marshall have like a whole podcast talking about the third secret of Fatima. It's like 2 hours long.
Mm-hmm.
I recommend watching it, but Taylor Marshall has a lot of bad takes. Tim Gordon has a few bad takes, but overall,
doesn't Tim Gordon tries to argue that like America is actually secretly a Catholic republic or something? I don't know.
No, he thinks America will fall if it doesn't become that.
Oh, okay.
That's his whole book. I just bought that book, actually, Catholic Republic. It's a good read so far. Okay. But that's his whole argument, that America will perish without.
That's why I wanted to make a stream about. I wanted to make a New Year's stream, but now I'm not going to be able to do it because I did this stream. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll do it after New Year's and just talk about like my New Year's resolution and my Christmas and stuff like that. But yeah, I just got a bunch of like Catholic books. I got Fundamentals of Catholic Dogma, Sources of Catholic Dogma, The City of God. Some other things. I wanted to buy the entire Summa Theologia, but I realized that like there's so many, like over the past year, I used to read books front to back in like a week or two. Right now, for the last year, I start reading a book and then I get bored of it and go to a different book, and then I go to another book and go back to a different book and stuff like that. So my goal now is to just like read a book all the way through, and I want to read like 3 or 4 books before I like invest $200 in the entire Summa Theologia.
It's a dense read.
Oh yeah, it really is. And when I read, I like to take notes, or really I take screenshots or whatever, so I can go back and like look at the important things or whatever, because it's really hard for me to like retain information on that stuff. So I don't know, when I do that, that's gonna probably take me like a year or two to read. But I got to really focus myself and like do it because it's something I really want to do. Oh, oh, this is
Yeah,
oh, this
Speckzo,
is this. Oh, God.
not to change the entire subject of everything, but I was just watching that debate earlier,
Hmm.
and the thing that really bugged me the most was like clearly Beardson's big argument was that your techniques don't work, which is completely false. Because like clearly I did a few years of research in the religion, theology, and stuff like that, but this group chat alone gave me enough faith to jump into RCIA and take that extra leap. So he's completely wrong by that statement, and I know I'm not
So
the only one.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. And like you can, like I said, it's just he disagrees with my approach, but and that's fine. You know, like there's other people who come at it from a different approach, but there's no line that it definitely works on some people. All right, I'm gonna bring this guy in. I don't know if he's an anti-spexoer. People are telling me to bring him in, so I'm gonna bring him in and see what he has to say. All right. Nope. Did it
We
work?
got your back, buddy. We got your back, dude.
All right, Catholic supremacists. Is that you, Joe the Boomer?
Am I the anti-spexo guy?
Yes.
What? Okay.
Oh no, I don't know.
No,
People were saying that you wanted to debate me and you hate my approach and I make Catholics look bad and stuff.
What?
I don't.
No,
That's
man,
what
no.
they're saying. That's what they were saying in my chat. Okay.
You know what? I got banned
That
from your
was-
chat a while ago. Maybe that's what they're
Oh,
alluding to. But no, actually, I appreciate your content. I was gonna say I've been watching the Beardson. It wasn't a debate; it was a conversation, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And he was saying your approach doesn't work. First of all, I want to say like I'm one of the dozens of guys that you mentioned that converted through your like that main one you put out was the full argument for Catholicism was like 45 minutes long or something. That was a huge hit for me. But something I thought about that was funny for Beardson. He's the guy that
Wait, are you Joe
his
the
live
Boomer? Are
streams
you Joe the Boomer?
No.
Oh.
I'm 24 years old.
Oh,
Wait a minute, hold on.
yo,
Before,
everybody was telling me
wait.
that Joe the Boomer, whatever, and then you come in and your name is
Wait,
Joe. That's so weird.
before-
Okay. All right. Sorry.
before-
Go ahead. Let him finish. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Under his stream, right?
So, all right, sorry. So you said you converted through my because of
Through
the
through
video I
your
made.
content.
Okay.
Yeah, I follow you for your Catholicism. I'm not necessarily a groiper or America First guys, but regarding Beardson, seeing a guy with Pokemon cards and all that kind of nonsense on his channel actually keeps me away from being a groiper, because you see that and like so he's talking about you're keeping people away from Catholicism. No, you brought me to Catholicism. Beardson is one of the guys that's keeping me away from America First,
Yeah.
which is interesting. I thought I'd just bring that up.
I appreciate that.
I remember Catholic
apparently
supremacists, actually.
Nick is going on Beardson's
Oh,
stream.
no.
Let's see.
Oh boy.
Unfortunate
Oh,
turn of
the-
events.
hold on,
Myself,
Catholic
I'm
I'm finding
supremacists.
inspiration everywhere I
This is
go. I'm
static speaking.
seeing
I
the
think I
vision
remember you.
everywhere
You
I
were in the
go.
chat once.
And
I don't know what
Wow,
I
happened to
can't
you.
quite put my finger
I don't
on
know
it.
what
You,
happened.
Someone
you know,
banned-
tend
I
not
was-
to at these things.
Hold on
but
1 second, guys.
yeah, no, this year was garbage, but not to gay it up, but you know, we survived, we came out stronger, and we're gonna rape 22. I mean, we're gonna grab it by the
All
shoulders.
right, they're not even talking about me. So
Okay, good.
but
But
I don't
no,
know. I know
just
that
that
I think Nick has I mean I don't know, he's we've gotten along every time I met him. I really I like him obviously, but I don't know what his opinions on me as a person are. But hopefully he's not mad at me for not getting along with Beardson, but we'll see.
I mean, someone
He
sent a
shouldn't.
super chat to him trying to get him to disavow you, and he even said, "No, I like Speckzo. You know, he's a really nice guy. So obviously, he doesn't have anything against you personally at all."
Literally,
Yeah.
whenever someone says that on like whenever someone super chats Nick saying that, I literally just see a lot of people in Nick's chat like, no, Spexo's cool. Like like 7,000 people. I just see no Spexo's Chad. Spexo's tall and Chad. Like leave him alone. I'm like, see, everybody's starting to like you.
No,
Like
he-
it's
he has-
only
he has
it's only a
support from
small
It's
group.
yeah, it's Beardson and a couple of like niche people that are like really big fans of his or whatever. Like I guess, but it
People
used
who
to
are
be
insecure about their
it used to be
faith.
a lot more. I think that they thought that I was like a grifter and that I came out of nowhere, even though I've been watching America First since like 2018. But you know, I mean, I understand that to be weary of anybody that appears to be coming out of nowhere and being new and stuff like that. But I think that it was just totally just like undeserved. You know, I never really talked bad about anybody. People that would talk bad about me, I just blocked and didn't even acknowledge them, and then I ended up getting brought into that stupid drama. But I think everything's cool now, you know.
So
Beardson just I think has like a super big problem with me, and he thinks I have a problem with him personally. I really don't. I don't really care about him. I just
you
think
don't
I think it's
at
funny.
all.
I think that he really needs a lot of work, and he really needs to like do some, not to sound cringe, but he needs to
So
do some self improvement. If anybody needs self improvement, it's that guy.
so I need to just mention this. I'm just gonna say this, Spexo. You were right about Kyle becoming like a TPUSA, type of person. I really thought he wasn't, and I was like, no, he's gonna be Chad, and then I'm just like, oh no,
Yeah,
he
no.
disappointed us.
Yeah,
This is
yeah. I
sad.
mean, yeah, he's a young kid. He's a normicon. He's whatever, and now he said he doesn't want to get involved in politics. Now all he's doing is politics. So who knows with that kid? What he did was still good. He defended his property. He set a good
Yeah.
precedent for Americans or whatever. But yeah,
hmm
he's not based. I unmuted Turkish Groiper and Max G. If you guys want to unmute your mics, you could talk.
Turkish Groiper. Ooh, a Turk.
Turkish girl.
Nice.
Oh, I think he follows me on Gab.
Gabby Gab. Gab has been getting big lately, man.
I actually get
Fucking
on Gab.
Andrew Torba, man. He's fighting the good fight. He's
I
great.
love
he's-
I love
he's
Andrew.
big.
Love Andrew Torba.
He talks a
Hey,
lot of good
since
stuff
you're,
about God and all, and literally his posts are fantastic. I love his like posts; they're great. He should honestly have like a stream, like a daily stream type of thing,
Mhm,
and just talk about certain subjects that he likes to talk about.
mhm. Yeah.
yeah, true.
Yeah,
Well, since
Andrew
you did bring that
Torba
up,
is super busy though. Like he's running like a giant company that is like super independent
That
and
is
doing something that nobody's ever done before, and he's probably like
that is true.
getting all these servers. I
The
don't know.
only thing, the only complaint I would have about Gab is not the platform itself. It's probably most of the boomers, the QAnon people in there, but I can't really blame them because most of them are like leftovers from Parlor and, and Getter. So it's like,
But those are
it's kind
also
of like
not
a bit.
really pro free speech. Obviously, Getter just banned Nick for no reason, who didn't even really post on there.
That is true.
You know, they're
Yeah.
just they claim to be pro free speech, but it's still it's like pro free speech if you as long as you don't criticize Israel or say anything about race or anything like that. As long as you're still okay in towing the establishment line and you're a normicon, that's fine. Like,
Yeah.
maybe
I
Twitter has
heard
gone
that Steve
overboard and it
Bannon is the one who
started
got him
banning
banned.
Twitter like regular conservatives. So we're not going to ban regular conservatives, but just don't go over the line. That's not what free speech is.
That's
There's no such thing that I don't know how this is still an argument in 2020, almost 2022. It's been the same argument since 2016 of free speech versus hate speech. The whole point of free speech is to allow hate speech. Hate speech is the only real form of free speech because if it's not hate speech to somebody, then there's no point in having free speech because you're just saying what is already on the establishment line and allowed to be said.
Yep, pretty much. And also that's going to be the same thing with Trump's new fucking social media that he's thinking about coming out. Like that's going to be a failure in my opinion, and I don't know why some boomers are excited about it. I'm like, this guy has been shilling the vaccine for months. Months now, and it's getting worse.
We already know that because if he really wanted to make a difference, he would have put his money behind Gab,
Yeah.
right? But apparently, this is what I heard. I don't know how true it is that he didn't want to. He wanted to join Gab, but Jared Kushner, of course, pushed him away because they allow anti-Israel and anti-Semitic rhetoric.
Of course, the
so
son-in-law.
he didn't want to be associated with that, which is really weird because, like, I mean, I get it because Jared Kushner is just like a subversive parasite person, but like whatever.
Yeah.
But like it's like there's popular people on Gab like that are like Wendy Rogers and other famous people that are on Gab that it doesn't matter what other content is on there. Like you should be supporting if you are a free speech advocate, you should be supporting a platform that actually is the only one that truly allows complete free speech with zero censorship.
Now, as much as I am disappointed with Trump and what he's become, I still thank him for the journey that got me to this path. Because without him, I wouldn't be a right winger. I would probably just be like a normie, I don't really care what anyone does type of person.
Right. Yeah, no, I've said this multiple times. Trump will always have a special place in my heart because without him, he's not the only reason, but he was one of the main reasons that led me down the path that eventually led me to Catholicism,
Yep, but now the big thing is DeSantis. Now he's like the big, the next big thing. I'm like, no, I don't know why you guys are getting so bought over this guy. Like, yeah, he's good, but
signs anti-free speech laws in Israel.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them, and people are still losing their jobs in Florida over the vax. So I don't think
But I
what he.
but I will say, I'm just so you guys know, I live in Florida. I'm someone
Oh, you
who
do?
stays in Florida. Yeah, actually, it's funny. I live in Orlando, which is where AFPAC's going to be.
Oh,
I
nice.
yeah, so I say
Don't
this as someone.
dox.
Yeah, I say this as someone that does live in Florida. Even there are even Republicans within the state of Florida who are recognizing, hey, we don't like how DeSantis is handling jobs or whatever. But the problem is that he has in fact evoked stuff to where a job can't, fire someone because of a vaccine status. He has tried those laws, but the courts keep overruling it. That's what I think a lot of
The
paleocons don't
courts.
realize,
Yeah.
which is that he
John,
has invoked the law.
John, you're unmuted if you
It's
want to
just that-
speak.
It's just that the courts keep overruling it. So
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Fuck the
Awesome.
courts, man.
Yeah,
We have a
the
li-
Supreme Court is totally cucked. The most based guy on there is Clarence. What, Thomas, is that his name?
Thomas,
The black guy.
guy.
Yeah, the black
The
guy's the
black
most
guy.
based one. He's
Yeah,
he
but-
vote he
The black guy, right?
It's even America.
what? What'd you say? Okay,
I thought
he
someone said
votes
something.
he votes in line with like what we want every single time, and like then you have like Kavanaugh or Barrett voting completely gaily, and it's like it's just another failing of Trump. Trump could have
we all
stacked this
rem-
courts with extremists, with right wing extremists.
Yeah.
Like it's
Fuentes on
Yeah.
the Supreme
we could have.
Court.
And what's going on with they banned they had that like landmark thing that could potentially end up overturning Roe v. Wade. What's going on with that?
Yeah, we have
Yeah,
to
I
wait
don't
for an
read
idea
that.
decision probably till
I read
June.
that. He's
I don't think it's
it's
been
been-
presented yet.
You don't think what?
what they
I don't think it's been
did.
presented yet because they did have a back and forth where they did say, okay, this law can be upheld, but the official Mississippi case that may have overturned Roe v. Wade, I don't think that's actually gotten to them yet. So I don't think that's
Oh.
actually been presented
We're
yet.
probably not getting an answer till April or like
Yeah,
June.
something
Fine.
like that.
But I mean,
Oh,
I
great.
don't expect. I mean, I don't expect anything good to ever happen to this country. But like, what do you think the chances
Yeah.
are of that actually happening?
If that happens, dude, it's probably going to be like in Texas where they're going to try and fight against it and file lawsuits. I have a feeling that's what's going to happen if it happens, if they overrule it,
Yeah.
if they overturn it.
Yeah.
Because half the country would go in flames again, 10 times worse.
I hope-
It's going to be
well,
by angry fucking woman.
Well, at what
Well-
point do we just call for a
well-
national divorce? Like, I don't want to be a
Well,
part
yeah.
of a country that allows the slaughter of unborn children. Like, people like
Yeah.
tiptoe around this issue, even calling it like child murder, which it is. But like, I feel like people don't understand the severity of what's really happening. Like, how angry God has to be at this. This is the worst genocide in the history of the
Yep.
world.
100%.
God is
Yeah.
already pissed off. He's probably letting everything happen because we're basically not fulfilling what he wants from us.
Yeah.
At least
he's
he's
just
still
Abortion is the by far unparalleled, the most evil thing that is allowed in this country, above everything else. It is literal. They are murdering children, and like people talk about it like it's no big deal. They're like, hey, yeah, I'm pro life or whatever. But like if you understood that they're murdering children, obviously you're not looking at the unborn baby as a child, or like so many more people would be like anti-abortion activists. It's disgusting.
And
For
this
the
is
most
where
part,
I
I'll
do
Yeah.
befriend
want
a
to.
liberal. I won't friend anyone who's pro-choice by any means because
Me neither.
it's the most evil thing ever, and it's just something I can't get over with people. It's like, you are okay with murdering babies, and I've had people literally admit to my face, because I'll argue with them for hours about this, and they can't beat any pro-life argument
Nope.
because there is no pro-choice argument other than this is child sacrifice. We're killing this child to make our lives easier. It is literal child sacrifice, worse than it has ever happened in the world.
Yeah.
And if it was my way, I'd hang abortion doctors and everyone who has abortion publicly.
Yeah,
But I'm not-
legally, we first we
Legally.
would reform the
Legally.
laws.
Le-
We would
in
reform the laws.
Minecraft.
Yeah.
In
We would
But
do
there
it
is-
legally, reform the laws first, and make abortion a capital punishment crime. But that's Mark. You're unmuted if you want to talk. You raising your hand. Mark.
So I wanted to ask you a quick question about something.
Sure. What's up?
So you seem pretty knowledgeable in the Catholicism and God argument. I have this one friend of mine who is willing to convert, but it seems like his biggest thing that's swaying him away is evolution. What do you have to say about that? I think evolution is retarded, but he's
Right.
convinced otherwise.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, I think I've explained this before, but the whole thing with evolution is that it's been conflated between macro and microevolution. Macroevolution is the theory that we're all used to, the Darwinist theory that species can evolve into different species over billions of years and stuff. Microevolution is the actual observable evolution within a species that you could see, like people inheriting different
That's
genes,
true.
people
That's
people
true.
adapting to their environment over times within one singular species. What they do is that they conflate both, and they show like, oh, look at this evolution in this species that proves the other form of evolution, and it's completely wrong. There is no real evidence of the Darwinian idea of evolution. And of course, we know that they do this to, push the religion of science, push people away from God and stuff like that. But that being said, even if you believe in evolution, it doesn't, I mean, you're wrong, obviously, but it doesn't conflict with Catholicism. And unfortunately, a lot of Catholics, promote evolution like it's real, and they just reconcile it by saying that, God created everything, He put everything into motion. This is a result of the second causality because of the things that He put in motion, created life, and then therefore started everything. But I think that is completely false. I think that the Earth is less than 10,000 years old. It's likely flat, and that evolution is fake and gay. But whatever side you come from, it doesn't matter. It doesn't disprove or prove Catholicism either way.
But why do you claim to be all holier than thou? You're going at other Catholics now. You were going at other Protestants. And your name literally means jerking
Here
off
we
a few
go.
weeks without washing your
Here we go.
Who is this? Who is this? Oh, this is Max G. Oh, okay, I gotta remove him.
That's the
Oh, I thought he was joking at first. Anyway,
Likely flat. I wanted to rebound
But
on that.
why do you sound like this? Why do you sound like this?
Mark, allowed to see. Mark wants to speak.
To rebound on that likely flat thing, I've heard you say multiple things. So, what makes you think it's likely flat?
Because I don't think that we've ever been to space, and there is no evidence that it is round. I don't believe that that anything that they say about it being round is provable. Like, for example, the dimensions that they give us, where they say that, I don't know the exact dimensions, obviously, but they say like, okay, if the Earth is this dimension, then you shouldn't be able to see something this far away. And then we come out with these new cameras that, like, technology surpasses their theories. No, it's this new camera, the Nikon P900 or something like that, where it could zoom in past everything, and like it shows things that shouldn't be able to see because they should be like 300 feet below sea level if the Earth is the dimensions they tell us and it is round, right? And then like they try to say, oh, well, that's a mirage. Like you're just seeing a mirage of something around the curvature, which is not how light works. And then you see real mirages and what they look like, and it's just not comparable. You're actually seeing something straight ahead. So I don't know what shape the Earth is. I just think that everything that is involved with NASA and everything we've been told about the Earth is completely false.
I don't think it matters.
I think it matters. I think it matters because
NASA. I mean, the space thing is gay, but like, I don't think whether the Earth is flat or round matters.
I think it matters.
Like, the Bible.
I think it matters. Well,
I think it matters because they're lying. They're lying about everything else.
The Bible, supports flat Earth theory. It says that it's on foundations, and says that there's a firmament and between the heavens and the waters or whatever. So there is definitely biblical standpoints to be a flat earther, but like I said, it doesn't matter in terms of like believing in God or something like that, but it is one of the things that they can control to make you believe even the Earth that you're living on is a certain thing that it's not. So,
we know they're lying. They know that we know they're lying. Yet they're still lying.
Everyone's lying.
Yeah.
Except God.
That's their agenda.
Yes.
Saint Florian. What's up, Saint Florian? You're unmuted.
By the way, John, epic profile picture. I approve.
Thank you.
Big respecter. And Archbishop Fulton Sheen, a legend.
Yes,
he will always be in our hearts.
Yeah.
Yes, he will indeed. Some Sedevacantists don't like him. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because of his Vatican II stance. Like, dude, who gives a crap? He's a legend. He literally was the biggest Catholic.
Because he's a part of the end times counter church, No, I'm just kidding.
Archbishop Lefebvre signed all the documents of Vatican II, by the way. Just so you guys know that. Archbishop Lefebvre signed every document.
He's the big he's very
SSBX.
big in the SS. Yeah, he's big in SSBX and Sedevacantists.
Archbishop Lefebvre, he's the one who started.
He got excommunicated in 1988 though.
Yeah, of course. But
For
no,
ordaining 4 bishops. But you know what's funny? John Paul II did the exact same thing in Poland in the 1960s.
Well, I don't even know, but I know that the 4 bishops that he ordained, they all came back into communion, and then now I think that the official status of, like, I get asked about the SSPX all the time, and the official status is that they're canonically irregular and that they don't have the valid authority to give out sacraments, but their sacraments are valid. So I guess technically you could
They're in
receive them,
partial communion.
right? So yeah, but there's no such thing as full communion or half communion. You're either in communion or not, and there is no, like, they're not excommunicated, I guess, but they're not permitted to give mass. So I think that it's safer to just go to a church that is in full communion with Rome. Like that's the most important thing. Why risk that? Just because, like, you like the aesthetics better. I just think that's silly. Wait until they're back in full communion with Rome.
Just go to an ICK or an FSSP.
Yeah, FSSP is awesome. And Bishop Williamson, I don't even know what he is now. I think he got let go from the SPX. But Bishop Williamson taught me so much about Catholicism. I love Bishop Williamson so much. I mean, I hope he's not excommunicated anymore. I don't think, but I don't know what his true stance is. But his lectures, and he talks about the Protestant Reformation, the Enlightenment, and he's the one that taught me about the 1517, 1717, and 1917, which was the 1517 was the Protestant Reformation, 1717 was the first Masonic Lodge or something, and then 1917 was World War I think. So yeah.
I think called Buskwiper. When you were talking about the Fatima, I think that's how you say it, Fatima or Fatima? Fatima. When you were talking about it, about how when you go deep into it, I don't know much about it, but when you said when you go deep into it, it's sad and scary at the same time. I think that's good that a lot of people don't go into it as much, because I think there's going to be people that will get so black-pilled to the point where they'll just give up on everything, and maybe that's a good thing that they don't know about it, because most people can't.
Oh yeah, not everyone's meant to be a theologian.
Yeah.
Not everyone's meant to be a philosopher. Majority, 99% of the population is just meant to be faithful. Your only job is to understand the faith and to follow it. But the reason it's problematic too is because it's like that's what leads to sedevanticism. That's what leads to sedepravationism, benedictionism, right? That's what it leads to. Not only being blackpilled, like if you like read about it too, you'll see that Mary was like crying in every time she was there. She was crying, she was sad. Even Sister Lucia, up until like 1960, there was not a single picture of her with a smile on her face, because it is so depressing, it is so terrifying, it is so sad. Because there's some people who say, oh well, the world's going to end soon, that the end times are here, which is possible. But if every Catholic lives like the end times are coming, yeah, sure, you should always live as if Jesus came back today. But some people, if they do that, they're just going to get so black-pilled and so filled with dread, which is a sin.
Yeah.
Being filled with dread is sinful.
Yeah. You should be prepared to die any day, but you should also live and make plans as if you're not going to die. Nobody, it says in the Bible, nobody's going to know the time and the hour of when the end days come. And all of these people that like, it's basically Protestantism or Sadovacantivism, whatever you want to say, when people say like, no, right now we are in the end times and it's going to end in 2 years or whatever the case is. Like, you don't know that. You don't have the authority to declare that. There's so many different theological interpretations of stuff. And some people think that not all, but most of Revelation already happened and it was talking about pagan Rome or whatever. So like it's not we don't know. We don't know when it's gonna happen, but it's best to always try to be in a state of grace and go to confession often and be prepared to die, because the most important thing is being in a state of grace when you die.
Oh yeah, but there's two things we do know that must happen before the end times and before Jesus comes back. One, the Gentiles will no longer trample Israel and the Jews will have control of it again, which happened. And then the other one is that the Bible will be spread to every corner of the earth, which is complicated whether or not that's happened. But those are the two things. But even after that, it could be another 1,000 years.
Wait, what does it say? It says that the Jews will take over Israel again?
Yeah, that the Gentiles, well, it says that the Gentiles will no longer trample Israel, which means that the Jews will be in control.
I don't know, because with the biblical language, technically we are, I know this is not going to make sense to people that don't like understand what I'm trying to say, but technically because we are the new Israel, we are the new Jews, right? Not obviously,
which
not
is why
right.
It's so complicated.
So I hate even saying that, because but people don't understand that. But like, so if Jews are back in control of Israel, would that mean that Christians who are the new Israel take over the land of Israel, or you know what I'm saying? So like, what is it referring to? Because Jews in the Bible before Christ was executed, I believe, was talking about like the Israelites in Judah, and then it was used pejoratively as the antichrists, anti-Christian
Yeah,
people, or whatever, right? So like it's very
that's
complicated
why
and
it's so
confusing.
complicated.
Yeah.
Well, what you are going to see happen though is, because this is part of it, is that you're going to see a massive reversion of faith of the Jews in Israel specifically. Like God will reclaim His Holy Land, and there will be a massive reversion of faith. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. Obviously, I'm not a theologian. I'm listening to other theologians like Dr. Ralph Martin, who's a great 10 out of 10 guy.
Yeah.
But
yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm really interested in like theories of the end time. I think some of it's very interesting, but I just don't like when people say it like definitively. When people say like what they know what's going to happen, nobody knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
We will know when the first trumpet goes off. That's when we'll know.
Yep. As soon as Buscoy first says Jews, Wignats are like, Jews? I heard Jews. I heard
no,
Jews.
I see some Wignats like shit on Jesus because, this is the God Jews came up with.
You can't be Christian and Wignat. Like these people these what they do too. They try to appropriate Christianity to like justify their own
racialist
ideology, and it's I think I talked about this before. There's this really cringe Christian group called the Christian identity movement, I think it's called, right? Where they are literally the black Israelites of like Christians or Protestants or whatever, because they believe that white people are the only people that can go to heaven, and they obviously take some verse out of context from the Bible and use it to justify their nonsense. But it's just like that's even worse. Like I would prefer. I mean, obviously I prefer everybody to be Catholic, but I would prefer you to just be anti-Christian than to try to appropriate Christianity to your false beliefs to try to, I don't know, make yourself feel better about yourself.
And then they'll use the same argument like, oh, you would live with a non-white who's faithful and a family man than a white brother that's not religious. And I'm like, that's not why you
it's so
always
stupid.
using that argument. You can
like
live.
Race mixing is bad, but it's not a hard rule. Like you're not going to hell.
It's not. It's not a sin or whatever. It's fine to have preferences, and we could obviously talk about like what there's dangers of like apparently I don't know, I haven't like looked into this in a while, but that there's like mixed race children are more likely to suffer from depression, and they can't get certain operations and all of this stuff or whatever. So there's nothing wrong with having preferences and stuff like that, but like these people go overboard and they like literally just hate anybody who isn't white, and it's really disgusting.
Yeah, most of them are just very like.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm
so sick. I'm so sick of talking about them. They lost. They're irrelevant.
Yeah, I know, but they always like talking about us all the time.
Naturally, I think the best approach for Wignats is just ignore them completely, ignore their existence.
And when
which is I think I ignore people too much. Honestly, I think anybody that disagrees with me, I just block them. Like I don't.
Well, you got more than more important things to do as a family man and a father. So that's more important than just shit retard on the internet saying duh. Yeah. You're Catholic. You're Jew died on a stick. Like okay, cool, nice argument.
So upset.
I mean, they can go drink their cum. I don't really care. They can say what they want. They drink cum for a living.
Exactly.
They're gonna end up doing the wrong rain dance. It's gonna start raining cum. So
yeah, exactly.
They sacrifice children. They sacrifice children to oak trees and believe in Disney-owned intellectual properties. That I don't want to be vulgar. It's gross, but they apparently I don't know if it's true or not, but they believe Odin drank male fluids to gain youth or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
Gay
but that's another thing pagans they never talk about is how their religion also sacrificed children, a lot of children.
Yeah, and they talk about how pro-white paganism is or something like that. Pagans were murdering and slaughtering and raping Christians and even other tribes. They weren't civilized. They weren't like, oh yeah, we're doing this for the white race or whatever they think it is.
No,
like there was none of that. It's just it's a total LARP. And what it is, I've talked about this before. It's that they have been stripped of culture and identity, and they have they use that to associate with some type of culture and heritage because they don't know how to do so in their own, and because they don't have Christ.
Yeah, they don't. They usually LARP this pan-Germanic fucking idealism,
Indo-European, whatever.
Yeah, I've seen those, and I'm like, this is boring me. This isn't even interesting to look. It's just boring. It's like do something better, please.
But like, what are
You
you
know.
gaining from paganism? Like, oh, the aesthetic is so cool, it's so awesome. That's nothing you won't get with the Crusades. It's nothing you won't get with the Middle Ages. Like, you
Yeah.
just think that Christianity's gay because you want to do whatever you want, and you'll do anything in your brain to justify your own miserable, unhappy life, where all you do is sin all day.
I notice I'm obviously not calling Orthodox as bad as paganism, but I feel like a lot of people who convert to Orthodoxy, especially Americans, do so specifically for that reason, like the aesthetics. They think the
Yeah.
aesthetics are cool. They like the trad appeal or whatever. And that's not a reason to convert to a faith. Like I said this before, if my search and my journey led me to Islam, and I believe that Islam was the right whatever, this stream would probably be in Arabic or something, you know. But like it didn't let me. It led me to Catholicism, and I feel like people, if they are truly searching for the truth, they need to have an unbiased perspective and put away all preconceived notions, you know.
Inshallah, speckzo. Inshallah. May Allah protect you.
Inshallah.
Oh,
I had the weirdest
Whatever.
conversion though, because I was a Protestant my whole life, and like it was really weird. But I just like
At least
I
mean,
can't even.
you believe you had that's a bigger step than like, you know, at least you believed in Christ already, you know. But go on.
No, but that's the thing.
Yeah,
though, I
most
wasn't
people
religious
didn't.
at all. Just one day I found myself being a Christian. I'm like, oh, Catholicism. Like it just happened out of nowhere. It was the weirdest thing. It wasn't like a slow movement. It wasn't a slow process. Just one day I'm like, oh, God's real. Jesus is king. Like there's no way to refute. Like I can't even give you a day, a moment. I'm just like event. I just remember that at some point I realized that Jesus is king. And then once I started researching it, I'm like, okay, well, there's only one true church. I mean, how could you possibly? Why would Jesus create 1,000 different churches that all believe different things and have no idea which one is true? Like that's the most idiotic.
Different interpretations that are mistranslated, misinterpreted, or taught in error on purpose to persuade people away from the actual faith.
Yeah, and
Well,
not
a lot of these people.
I mean, I know I'm not trying to repeat myself again, but like when I went from like a total atheist, right, and then like a very brief version of my conversion story. I was a complete atheist, like an abrasive, militant atheism, right? That is like a total stereotypical atheist, right? And I went from that, and then valid, and then you know, then I realized that, you know, atheism is really just being used to push political agendas. So I was still an atheist, but then I was like an atheist that hates other atheists, and I didn't really care what anybody believed. I was like that for a little while, and then, you know, I never really cared about faith at all, you know. And then obviously I went through a tragedy, right, that kind of opened my mind, and maybe that was a coping mechanism, but like that coping mechanism, you know, allowed me to do more research into things, right? And then at the time when Trump was running for president and stuff, I got like super overly obsessed with politics or whatever. And then when I started to get red pilled on things, and I started to learn how the media is controlled and blah blah, everything is nonsense, all that stuff or whatever, and it led me down looking into like the like European history and like where we get our moral framework from and what are these traditional values we hold. And it obviously led like, okay, well, Christianity is what unified Europe. You know, Christianity is what the foundation of Western civilization was, right? But then I was like, but I didn't believe I appreciated Christianity on a cultural level, but I didn't believe in the true story of Christianity. I didn't believe in the gospel, you know. And then like I like I said, I was questioning like whether or not like, okay, if there is something, there is this supreme force that put time, space, and matter into effect, right? That means that there is something out there. Now, what is this something? Because if there is a creator, he has to have a purpose for creation. He didn't just do it just because he felt like it for no reason, and now he's gone, you know. So I wanted to look into like everything, right? And obviously, you know, paganism was just stupid because pagan religions, even like Hindu and all this other stuff, and Buddhism isn't even really a religion, you know, it's just like whatever, spirituality, some guy under a tree, whatever. But like all these other religions evolved from like myths of people trying to figure out how the world works, how the weather works, you know, stuff like that. So I obviously didn't believe in that. Like there's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong, there was a point where I was reading the Prose Edda, which is like this like pagan mythology thing, and it was all just super cringe. So that was never really appealing to me. And then you know, I looked into Islam, and that didn't happen until after until after Christianity anyway, and it was basically evolved from a Christian heresy, and there's like Jewish roots within Islam too. And you know, they just spread by like slaughtering people, and none of the miracles that Muhammad claimed to have done were even claimed about him until like 300 years after he was there. And also he was a pedophile, obviously, or whatever. And you know, so like he that wasn't appealing to me or whatever. And then I started, looking into Christianity, and and honestly, this is actually something I don't know if anybody knows this. I've talked about it, but I don't know how many people did. Protestants led me to fully believe in Christianity. Lee Strobel, right? It was Lee Strobel who he has this lecture called "The Case for Christ," where he goes into like the scientific details for Christ's existence and the facts and evidence supporting the resurrection and stuff, right? And what's it called? And then also the Shroud of Turin. That kind of red pilled me too. Like that they can't recreate that image now, even with modern technology, and the energy in it would take like 7 football stadiums to recreate that image or whatever. So stuff like that, and watching people like Lee Strobel and William L. Craig or whatever his name is, William Lane Craig, that stuff like was like, okay, this is like a lot of like valid evidence of Jesus Christ resurrecting, right? And if he resurrected, that has to mean that what he was saying was true, because if you say I'm the Son of God, I'm going to be killed, and then I'm going to resurrect or whatever, and then you do that, that proves that what you were saying, you were not lying, right? So then once I accepted Christianity, I obviously you had to say like, okay, well, if you believe in Christianity, there's so many different sects of Christianity, and there's always Christians arguing with each other and talking bad about each other and having conflicting beliefs. Like there has to be one specific, religion, right? And it's like, how do we have this Bible, and that's supposed to be the foundation of Christianity, but so many people have different interpretations of it, right? It just didn't make sense from like a logical standpoint. And it's like, well, if Christ wanted us to be one like unified religion, there has to be something else, right? So I did that kind of research and realized that Protestantism wasn't even a thing until 1517, right? So it literally took me like 2 hours to realize that Protestantism wasn't the way. And then it took me like another like 7 to 8 months of just like every day almost looking into like debates and reading stuff on Catholicism versus Orthodoxy, and then obviously I didn't choose Orthodoxy. I chose Catholicism basically because of like the Pope, and it's a divine institution established by Jesus Christ himself, and the fact that Orthodoxy is just so disunified, and they haven't had an ecumenical council. I learned about ecumenical councils and learned that the Orthodox didn't have an ecumenical council since whatever the schism, and I learned about the Council of Florence, which was a huge red pill, and learned about all the Muslim influence that they had and stuff like that, and how they said that they would rather wear Muslim turbans than papal tiaras and stuff. So that's basically what led me to Catholicism. And then once I believed that Catholicism was the true faith, I wasn't super obsessed right away. It wasn't really until, like I said on my last stream, I think it was, until like the end of 2018, when like I was just like looking at all the blessings I had in my life and realized that it was not because of my doing or my will at all. Like it had to be God like leading me and guiding me in this direction, because I don't deserve anything that I have, because I was such a horrible person. That was like, okay, I need to like dedicate my life to this, So that's what led me to that's my basic conversion story in a nutshell, I guess.
Epic, incredibly based.
Yeah.
Hey man, listen. I gotta go ahead and head out of here, man. It's getting pretty late, but it was nice getting to talk to you, man. I hope I get to meet you at AFPAC and all that good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. See you later, man.
Yeah. Hey, before I go, do you actually have any good book recommendations, by the way?
For what topic? Catholicism.
Sure, Catholicism.
I think the 2 best books that you can get for Catholicism, is The Fundamentals of Catholic Dogma by Ludwig Ott, and there's this book on Amazon that I got. It's like just search 6 Catechism volume or something like that. It's a big book, right, with 6 different catechisms of the Catholic Church. It has like the Baltimore Catechism. I think it has the Catechism of Thomas Aquinas, which I didn't even know existed and stuff. But it has like almost every catechism that are super important, and it's really awesome. So if you really want to learn about the faith and what our beliefs are, I think those are the 2 best books you can get.
Well, thanks, man. Yeah, I felt a little guilty. After my debate with Ben Shapiro, I feel a little guilty that I don't know as much as what I do. So
you debated Ben Shapiro?
Yeah, I debated him in November.
What? Wait, hold on. Who are you?
Well, I actually griped him. Nonetheless, it was about Christianity. I asked him about his whole statement about Jesus being a Jewish rebel who tried to lead revolt against the Romans. Blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
So that was But I've like I said, I feel a little bit bad that I don't know as much as what I do, especially after doing like a big stunt like that or whatever. So I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, and no problem. That's great to talk to you. But yeah, no, I I think I know a decent amount, but I know nothing compared to what there is to know about Catholicism because it's so deep. And like every time I learn more and I learn a new fact, and like I read something else or whatever, it's like it just makes me realize that like wow, I literally like know nothing. It's so like over, and it's weird because I'm trying to learn like kind of like an overview. I'm trying to learn like a little about a lot, right? And I understand now why some people pick like one type of theology, whether it's Mariology or demonology or something like that, because trying to just learn everything is like nearly impossible because there's 2,000 years of history to it,
Right, I get that 100%. But yeah, if you do want to check out my griping with Ben, you can find it on YouTube. Just look up Ben Shapiro debates high school kid about Jesus or whatever, and you'll be able to find it.
Nice. Did you wear your America First hat?
Of course I did. Come on, are you
Based?
kidding me?
I'm surprised he
Of course I
picked
did.
you. That's awesome. That's good for you, bro. I think I might have seen that, but that's awesome.
See, Ben
Yeah, you can find it-
Shapiro's only good at debating people that are just stupid.
Yeah,
That's what he always does.
he's good at dunking on like 17-year-old blue-haired like pseudo Marxist or whatever, like it's
Yeah.
it's not
Anyone
impressive.
goes-
Like, and I remember my mom was like, "Oh, you got to see Ben Shapiro. He totally wrecked this transgendered 18-year-old Marxist or whatever." And I was like, "Yeah, that's not really impressive anymore. Like, what is it's not 2015 anymore. Like, it's not."
It was cool back then. Back then, it was that big.
At first, it was funny,
But not anymore.
like whatever. But like now, it's just And Ben Shapiro is obviously an enemy of America and needs to repent and convert, or he's gonna likely
He's a
spend eternity burning in
Jew.
hell. Indeed. Somebody said that they wanted me to repeat something. Hold on, where was that?
Hey,
I want to repeat.
guys.
Oh,
Have a good night.
good night. Have a great night. And
See you later, man.
Happy New Year. God bless. Can I repeat? Oh, the books are. It's called The Fundamentals of Catholic Dogma by Ludwig Ott, and I don't know the full name. I have it upstairs, but I'm not going to go. My kids are sleeping. It's a 6-volume catechism set or something. Let me look on it.
Milo book recommendation.
Oh, he said that.
The Ludwig Ott book, yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I've been reading it for the last like couple of months on. I have a PDF of it on my phone or whatever, but I finally got it for Christmas. So now I'm gonna read. I like reading physical books better because like if I'm carrying a book, I'm more likely to read it than to be on my phone where I have access to like all this limitless media and information and stuff.
So
yeah.
So how do you call it? When I was on Telegram, right, I was watching some of the clips from that America Fest event that TPUSA held. Can I just say this? What the fuck was that? What did that accomplish? I saw what's his name from Project Veritas dancing around and shit. I'm like, what is this?
This is why
He did a musical about his life.
This is why, like, as awesome as Nick has basically changed the whole conversation with TPUSA, they changed their immigration platform, and now Charlie Kirk talks about like demographics and all this stuff or whatever. They're still doing the same exact thing. It's all just talk. I really think that Charlie Kirk does not have any real political opinions whatsoever. He does not have any conviction on anything. He is just an opportunist. That's all he is. I know that's not saying anything revolutionary or anything like that, but it's just so clear that you start talking about this stuff and it's like they're trying to displace white people and everybody's like, oh, what? That's so based. Oh my gosh, I can't believe Charlie Kirk said that. Wow, Nick finally won or whatever, which he did, of course, obviously. But like it's like then he goes and does this America Fest where he's having like people do musicals and all this cringe stuff and he's still supporting homosexuality, and it's like he didn't change anything. He's just going with the flow. Okay, so
some of these chicks.
If you watched Nick's interview with Milo like a long time ago, I think that was like 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, I was watching that. Like 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually was, but no, it's funny because you'll even see Milo say back when Milo was never a normie con, right? But
he was a libertarian for a while. It was really gross, and then he turned into kind of a normie con, but a little. Obviously, he was always provocative, but yeah.
Yeah, but you'll see him say that like he knows all of Charlie Kirk's donors. He knows everyone who funds it. He knows everyone who tells him what to do.
Just remember we're on YouTube before you say whatever you're about to say. Whatever you say about you're about to say, we're on YouTube.
Without saying anything, they're very similar people.
But it's just it's kind of sad though because with Project Veritas doing all the dancing, I'm like that just discredits him in my opinion. Like I can't even take him seriously anymore. With he parades himself like a fucking a drag queen or some shit.
So Elon Musk says that Beardson just said on his stream, "I'm not here to water myself down to appeal to the dregs." Did I? Wasn't that my whole argument? I mean, I don't know. Whatever.
But But that whole America Fest, there's also some chicks that are influencers for TPUSA. I see how they wear shit, like they have their boobs out, like literally straight out, and I'm just like, is this what TPUSA is? Socialism bad. Ugh,
That's all it is. It's just
the left is so
a
racist.
lesser, a 5% lesser liberal form of liberalism. It's liberalism
I
going
look
the
at
speed limit. That's all it is.
Yeah, I look at TPUSA posts on Instagram, and literally all the comments are just people shitting on them, and it's funny. It's funny, like people are
they have a
starting to
common
realize.
Yeah, they deserve it. Yeah, they deserve it.
Yeah.
They have they have like 1 million something followers, and they can't even get like 200 likes on their fucking posts. That's how really bad it is.
A lot of it is
Oh wait,
bots.
hold on one second. So okay, so the person I was asking, it's called. You could just type in. I literally just typed in 6 Catechism on Amazon, and it's the first thing that pops up. It's called Ultimate 6 Catholic Catechism and Anthology: Baltimore Catechism, Catechism of Council of Trent, the Dewey Catechism of 1649, the Didache Catechism of Pius X. Oh, also that's something I just got kind of red pilled on was the Didache or whatever, and like apparently it was like the teachings of the apostles, where I guess they wrote this type of, I guess one of the first catechisms where it's like an overview of like our teachings or whatever, and there's a lot of like red pilled things in there. So I think people should look it up. I don't think it's that long either.
Based. Well,
he can't. Oh my gosh, 6 Catechism. I have to write in chat how to spell catechism.
Also, an obvious book recommendation that I feel like a lot of people won't actually sit and read multiple times that I'm reading now is The Divine Comedy, Dante's Inferno, Dante's Purgatorio, and Dante's Paradiso is the best piece of literature I've ever read so far other than the Bible. It's a 10 out of 10 book. Like, it is genuinely beautiful. It's an epic poem about hell, purgatory, and heaven. It's the most incredible thing I've read. It's an amazing book.
Okay.
We need more people like you, Bus
Yeah, I mean, I respect. You're very respectful because you read like old, like historically relevant stuff like Dante's Inferno and stuff like I don't get me wrong. I used to read like Marcus Aurelius, who actually turned out to be a cringe cuck. I just found out, but going and reading like I don't know. I wish that I had a better I wish I was better well read on like historically relevant philosophers and stuff, because a lot of philosophers, like, they had a lot of truth in what they said. Obviously that truth was fulfilled with Jesus Christ or whatever, and theology is the culmination of philosophy. All the truths within philosophy came true or were shown through Jesus Christ. But it is still cool to read stuff that was written so long ago. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, and it's just like, I feel like poetry recently, has become so secular, and like people think poetry, like I've heard people say poetry is gay when I recommended Dante's Inferno, but like epic poems, especially written by people like Dante, who was also, he was a Catholic poet, like he wrote some of the most beautiful Catholic poems ever that are pretty theologically sound, other than, there's no evidence for the 12 circles of hell or the 9 circles of hell, right? But like, it shows that your sin has a punishment and it is eternal and it is terrifying. Right. Yeah, and that purgatory is not fun and games. Purgatory is not like, oh well, I'll go to heaven. Purgatory is torture. Purgatory is not
it's a cleansing. It's not something that's fun. The souls in purgatory, they're not like being tortured like they are in hell, which is eternal damnation. But purgatory, it is suffering. It is to purge out the sins, and it's like, from everything that has been said by like saints and stuff who had like apparitions of purgatory, they say that it is not something to look forward to. It is not. But the good thing about purgatory is that it's temporary. It could be like 1,000 years, and maybe like, who knows how time works, where like an hour may feel like 50,000 years. I don't know if that's theologically sound. I'm just saying. But like, at least if you go to purgatory, you know that you're going to heaven. That's the one good thing.
Oh yeah, 100%.
There's no
even the church says it's still substantially better than hell, even for the temporary time that you're in there. If hell is temporary, it's still substantially better. But there's nothing worse than hell that you could possibly imagine. Like, you can't even imagine in your own brain the level of torture, let alone the eternity of it.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Because we can't comprehend eternity in our minds,
Yeah.
Like, and also, I don't know. I was trying to think of something like heaven. I was watching this thing about it was like teaching the faith or something like that. Where there was this homily about heaven, about whether is it a place or is it like a state of being. And I guess like the answer is that it's kind of both, because we are glorified in heaven, and we're able to see God, not perfectly, but in a more perfect way than we are now, where we can't see God, obviously. But I don't know. It's very interesting. I wonder what is heaven, like, theology concerning the views of heaven called? Is it heavenology? I don't even know. But that actually is something like interesting to me. Like, we can't comprehend the horrors of hell, and we can't comprehend the beauty of heaven, right?
Well, this is actually a funny that you brought that up, because that actually has to do with Dante's Purgatory, and why part of it is like hell is eternity, but you feel the time. You're still inside of time, although
Right.
it's eternal.
Okay.
Purgatory, you're inside time. When
Okay.
you're in heaven with God,
Yeah, you're
you're
outside.
outside of time. You're not feeling time. You don't see time, because time is a physical thing. We just can't see it because we are inside of it. When you're in heaven, you're outside of it. So it's not like, oh, 10 seconds, 10 minutes. Time has no effect on you, and we just can't comprehend that, because it's not just eternity. There is no time.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. You can. Yeah. Exactly. And a question. I mean, I'm sure there's a way to answer this, and because we know that there's no sadness in heaven. There's nothing bad in heaven, right? But like, what I want to know is that, so if you go to heaven, right, and your soul is eternal, and you'll have even more knowledge than you have now on earth, obviously, right? So you know that like your family or people that you loved on the temporal world are now in hell. Somebody needs to stop breathing so hard in their mic, please.
It's all right.
They like, you know that they're in hell. Like, you don't feel sadness for that? Like, is it because like you're so close to heaven that it's impossible now to feel sadness, or what is it? I don't know. That's a thing that I'm worried about. Like, I don't want, like, it sucks that it sucks that people go to hell. Like, that's actually one of the things I wanted to talk about, and maybe I'll just cover it now since we're talking about this topic. Like, when our enemies die, right? There's a lot of right wingers, and I've been guilty of this too, who always celebrate their death and they say "s to spit." They were a horrible person, all this stuff. Which, to a point, to a certain extent, it's okay, and I know some of it's joking, and there's a nuance to it, and some wicked people, they deserve to die. Like, a recent example is the girl that like helped Roe v. Wade get passed through or whatever. But joking is fine, whatever. But on the other hand, it's like we should not like celebrate anybody being in hell. It's one thing for a wicked person to die who deserves it, and we could be happy about that or whatever. But to celebrate that they're in hell is not something we should celebrate as Catholics, because God does not want anybody to go to hell. God wants everybody to be saved, even the most vicious, disgusting criminals in the world. He wants everybody to go to heaven and be with Him happy forever, right? So we should hope that, like, even if it's highly unlikely, that they had like a deathbed conversion or something like that, and that they were saved. Even if they were horrible people here, and it's like good temporally that they're dead, I don't think that it's right as Catholics to celebrate somebody burning in hell, because we shouldn't wish that for anybody.
That's why last rites is one of the most important sacraments. It's like your last chance. Like, this is your last shot to confess your sins and to be forgiven for all of it. This is your last chance, which is why it is so utterly important. There were actually during COVID, this made me more angry than anything about COVID. There were people who were dying and they wouldn't let the priests in to give them last rites.
That's horrible.
Like, that's evil.
It definitely is. And somebody just said, I've heard it described as you rejoice in that perfect justice of God who damns the unrepentant. Well, you could, like, okay, for example, I think that all pedophiles should be killed, right? Like, legally, obviously. Like, they should all be legally killed. But if we're to be Christians, and we're to believe that God has this infinite mercy that we ourselves don't that we don't possess, like, I think it's just wrong to celebrate that somebody never came to God and chose to go to hell, because hell is a choice, right? Like, everybody has a choice on whether to go to hell or heaven. And I think that it's always sad, no matter who goes to hell. And obviously we don't know who is in hell and who isn't. We just have a general idea of through the church's teachings, but we don't have the authority to definitively declare that. But I just think that we shouldn't celebrate anybody being in hell. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm open to being proved wrong. I just think there's something weird about that, where just because they're enemies of us, like, we're supposed to pray for our enemies. We should want them to convert. We should want them to be saved.
Well, a great analogy I just thought of is, no matter how awful your child is, if they become so awful that you have to kick them out of your house or whatever reason, you're going to shed a tear over them. You're not going to be happy about it. And on top of that, even the greatest saints in heaven always shed a tear over those who are damned. And the most important thing to remember is that we deserve hell.
Yep.
We do not deserve heaven. If you're laughing about someone in hell, you don't realize that you deserve that.
Yeah.
You belong in hell. You do
Yeah.
not deserve heaven. You deserve nothing, and you
Yep.
are no one. Humble yourself before the Lord before you laugh at someone going to hell, because you have no idea where you're going, and even the greatest saints were terrified of their own judgment.
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
100%. Yeah. Nobody knows for certain if they're going to heaven. We can only do our best through what we've been taught. But yeah, no, I completely agree that
And
it just shouldn't be celebrated. And that's another great point is that we, no matter how good we are or whatever good means on the temporal world, we're not good. We're in a fallen state. We are all deserving of eternal damnation. We don't deserve nothing. The only reason that we can achieve eternal salvation is because of the infinite mercy of Jesus Christ. Right. So.
like you, or I think Buscrip, I forgot who mentioned about Paul actually killing Christians, and then he repented for his sins and became this big figure.
Yeah.
Even though he used to kill Christians, which most people would be like, wait, really? I never knew that. It's like, you don't really know the full story, do you? Like, most people don't know the full story on Christianity at all. They just think it's just this hippie, like, oh, they just accept everybody regardless of their sins. It's like, no, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
You should read up on it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think I don't
And
know.
then they get scared.
And another thing is that like the criticism of Protestants too, it's that like Protestants have a closer chance of being converted to Catholicism because like I think we already talked about this. They already believe in Christ. You're more likely to convince a Protestantism of the truth of Catholicism than you are a Jewish person or a pagan or an atheist or whatever, because they don't believe in the divinity of Christ at all. So yeah. I don't know.
Well, that's where it actually gets difficult. I find it's easier to convert people who are atheists or like other religions simply because Protestants have been fed propaganda their whole lives that like every Marian apparition are like we worship Mary, which to some extent is true. You just don't understand what worship means, and there's different definitions of the word.
Well, it's veneration. It's honoring. It's not looking at her as a deity or equivalent to God. Yeah, we know that. Yeah, God.
But people spend so much time trying to win the Mary argument, which you're never going to win with Protestants. You're never going to win the Mary argument. You have to explain to them the history of the church, and the most important things is the Eucharist and the tradition of the church. If you get them there, they will get to the Mary stuff. The Mary stuff comes after. No Catholic is like, oh, Mary's epic. Let me come to the faith. No.
Yeah.
Understand that the Eucharist is his body and blood, and everything else will come.
And some Protestants, I mean, I guess like high Anglicans and Lutherans, I guess they kind of believe in the Eucharist. I don't know, but obviously I'm pretty sure that their sacraments are not valid at all. But like a lot of Protestants, like they're spraying like grape juice as representing Christ's blood or something, or they think that it's just like a representation of his blood. They obviously don't believe in the true presence, which unfortunately a lot of Catholics don't believe in the true presence. And if you don't believe in the true presence of the Eucharist, then you're not really a Catholic. You don't believe in your own religion, basically. What I was going to say about that, but yeah, that is Jesus Christ himself said, "This is my body," right, and this is my blood. He didn't say this is a representation of my body. This is a representation of my blood. And that's what they seemed like to not get. And I still have questions about the Eucharist, like and I tried looking up like answers to this, and I understand that it's Christ's full presence, and it's obviously a mystery of the faith that we can never fully comprehend, but it's God's full presence that we are consuming. But because I heard somebody say like, oh, it's cannibalism, but it's not cannibalism because we're eating bread and wine, but the bread and wine is the presence, right? Like, how would I explain that? Do you have a better like?
So, well, here's the thing. It is truly the body and blood of Jesus Christ. Like it truly is his body and blood. And for example, there was actually one time at a mass where during consecration, the bread truly turned into his flesh. Like it always does, but it physically like changed form.
Oh yeah, this is the Eucharistic miracles. Yeah.
Yeah. It truly became his flesh, but it wasn't because, oh, this is the only time that happened. No. It always becomes his flesh.
Right.
But this is just you showing it. Because that's the whole point. If it truly became his body and blood every time, like visually, there would be no faith involved.
Yeah.
There'd be no faith at all.
I think people also have to realize that there is still mystery regarding our faith. And faith isn't necessarily believing in God. We could prove through unaided reason and our natural resources that there is a God or whatever. Faith is believing his divine revelation even when we can't fully comprehend it.
Yeah. And that's why even like Thomas couldn't describe the Eucharist in its full extent. The greatest doctors of the church, the greatest theologians, they never could because it's not meant to be understood fully.
Right. Actually, somebody just made a good point. It said cannibalism is the eating of the flesh of the dead. Christ is the bread of life. That's a good way to put it. I like that a lot.
I've never heard that before. That's great.
That's really good. Wow.
Another thing too about Protestants is they always make fun of the Mary, like they always like pick on Mary and like insult her. They also like to use Vatican II as an excuse to why they're not Catholic.
Yeah.
But they don't tell you
Catholics
why.
do that too. I just looked in Milo's chat, and there's people saying like, I don't think that Pope Francis is the true church. Vatican II made a completely new religion. It's just, it's like
there's nothing doctrinally wrong with Vatican II.
No, and they don't understand that.
But the problem is that modernists used Vatican II improperly. They purposefully used it and took it to twist the truth.
Yeah.
But within Vatican II itself and every constitution, I forgot what the actual word is, but every document in Vatican II, not a single line of it, not a single word of it is doctrinally unsound.
There's no heresy in it whatsoever, and I was like that too. Actually, in my first video that I made of Catholicism, almost made a year ago now, where like I talked a little bit about Vatican II, and I wrongly said that it's filled with heresy and stuff like that, and that was a problem I had too, where I couldn't reconcile Vatican II. But then I realized that I only know what I've heard about Vatican II, and then I found Michael Lofton's playlist talking about Vatican II and actually going through the documents of Lumen Gentium and Human Dignitati and showing how you can that this aligns with all previous tradition and how you can interpret it in an orthodox way. Now, mind you, it is said ambiguously, and there's cause to believe that was done on purpose so people could take advantage and subvert it within and all that stuff like that. But at face value, just the words themselves, there is no heresy. And a lot of good people, like even Fulton Sheen, supported Vatican II when it happened. Even Lefebvre supported Vatican II when it happened because there was good intentions behind it, but the ambiguity and the poor catechesis and the corrupt clergy and stuff like that led to a lot of errors within the faith. But it's not Vatican II. Vatican II is not the problem. It is the implementation and the incorrect interpretation of it.
See the people like that. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say speckzo. What's the playlist or YouTube video you said you watched about that?
For
Michael Lofton.
Yeah, Michael Lofton. Look up Reason and Theology, and he has a playlist called Vatican II.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Most of them that shit on Vatican II have probably never in their whole life read the documents, or they did, but just the little itsy bitsy parts of it, and then they just say, "Oh, that's a good reason why it's terrible," but don't read the full context.
Right. Yeah. Like the perfect example is saying that that they were like, well, it says that Muslims worship the one true God or something like that, and that's not what it says. It says that Muslims profess to worship the one true God, right? And the whole point of that was to try to find common ground to basically say that we are all monotheistic, and we could work from there to try to get them to Catholicism, right? It's not saying that they they worship Jesus Christ, so they do it in a correct manner. It's saying that they profess, not that they do successfully.
Maybe it's just the devil trying to split everybody still.
Yeah, it's obviously there's a lot of ambiguity or whatever, and that's bad. But it's people. The ambiguity wouldn't be a problem if we had people that were viewing the council as you're supposed to view the council, which is through the lens of all the other councils and the historic tradition of the church.
Is that where Sedevacantists come from, like Fatima and stuff? Is that where it originally came from?
Well, that's where it comes from. They use Fatima and they use Vatican II. But even when they talk about Vatican II, you'll see, because you'll see bishops have said the smoke of Satan has entered the church, which is true. But you'll see that they use Fatima and they twist it. You'll see that they take Vatican II, and I've seen them do this, that they add words to sentences that should not have had words added to change the meaning of the sentence. They're lying about Vatican II because as much as the smoke of Satan has entered the church to try and subvert people, it has also divided people to an extreme level of formally adhering to a schismatic spirit, right? A great example of this is SSPX guys, right, who are still Catholics, but if the Pope were to ban the Latin Mass, they'd be like, oh, well, I'm not a Catholic anymore. That's formally adhering to a schismatic spirit, which is no better than being schismatic itself.
The craziest thing is, even Sedevacantists, even they hate SSPX people. They don't even like them either, which is they're their whole little sect of people. They're their little
They're not Catholic
group.
They're
no,
not
they're not.
They're not.
Yeah,
Catholic.
they're just They think there hasn't been an actual pope since like what the '60s or some shit.
I think
Like
it
they
was
had
like Pius the 10th, maybe. I'm not
Pius
sure
the
which one it
10th.
was.
Pius X was a good pope, but
He was a
that's
saint.
actually he was
But
a
even so,
saint. He was a
but even John Paul too. He's a saint. Like people, like I see I see rad trads hate on JP too. He's a saint.
Yeah.
Like Saint John Paul II is in heaven. You are on earth. Stop. Like you can maybe
Yeah, but
disagree with some of the stuff that he did.
yeah, you could. I think that he was a great man, obviously, because he's in heaven and stuff like that. But also, maybe he wasn't as strong as he should have been in his position as pope or whatever, and maybe he could have did different things. But he was still a great man, and he's in heaven. So when people like disrespect him, I think it's completely wrong.
Oh, and
I
people
think,
don't realize it's hardest for them to get to heaven. The people who control the church and who are in charge, they are judged so much more severely.
Sam
and I feel like
Squash wants to talk. Sam Squash, what's up? You can unmute your mic if you want to talk. You were raising your hand. All right.
You got to press the button in the middle.
And I feel like a lot of Catholics, Buzzquaper online, they're not very charitable towards like popes or like Francis or John Paul that weren't the best at being pope. But they were like, oh, I hope they die or whatever. Like I hope Francis goes to hell. And it's like really, like you're not gonna pray for his repentance and for him to repent for his sins, but then said, oh yeah, you can go to hell. Like come on.
Yeah, it's so sad, but yeah. All right, guys, I'm getting tired. I think I'm gonna call it a night. I had a fun stream. I mean, I wish it was more cordial. I do. I wish that it it didn't go the way that it did or whatever. But it is what it is.
Hey, it was fun in the end. It was fun in the end.
Yeah, that's good. As long as if people enjoyed it, I mean, I think that it's ultimately just a disagreement that he like did not want me to disagree with, I guess, and just got over emotional. But whatever it is, I genuinely hope that he does convert eventually, whether it's my way of doing things or somebody who is more soft and I guess sensitive to his feelings. But either way, I had a good time. I hope everybody has a very happy New Year, and God bless all of you. And I'll talk to you guys later.
God bless you.
And
Speckzo.
also,
See you later, guys.
also you should make your New Year's resolution if you're not to become Catholic. That's I think that's the best thing you can do for your New Year's resolution. But all right, have a great night, everybody.